Oh no.
Do you want me to read it? I can grab it. 1 sec.
That's me. Okay. So I'm playing as a special sorcerer who's commanding his Eidolon Arc Iron Scale. That will be all? Correct?
I am Callisto of the Bear God clan, and I am playing a half elf druid. I almost did it too.
I'm Valia Bone Smasher, a lizard folk barbarian, and of course Flippy is my lovely companion who will never die. He's immortal. He'll never die.
Big old hold her heck. Seems legit. So I'm just going to read the bit that you had sent over. You guys are wandering around the jungle, as Valon said, and previously you had been directed to go to Orlunga to talk to an oracle there for guidance on how you could resolve this issue of this plague, the death plague that is, spreading throughout the land. So you went to Orlunga, talked to the oracle, asking the oracle some questions. The party got some well-needed answers and a bit of a history lesson. This led them to the one likely responsible for the Soulmonger Inn, a necromancer that was once a trusted Chiltern protector of the city of Mesro. They decided the best route to finding the Soulmonger was to seek further aid from the Aarakocra people in Kirsabal to better find the necromancer's lair from the sky, though that still meant getting to them. The party fought through some thicker parts of the jungle, fighting monsters, temptation, and even finding a mischievous fairy dragon on their way to seek the aid and possibly funds for selling the construct known as Vaughn on the route back to Port Nyanzaru for a resupply update and maybe a safer route to the Aarakocra peoples. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
I got that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you run into a few different kinds of things on your way back. From Orlunga, I think you decided to go back to Port Nyanzaru. And run into a few different things on the way, but did decide to take kind of a different route back to Port Nyanzaru to try and find this item mentioned was mentioned in a journal that Wakanga had given to you. And the journal was, Wakanga marked on your map where the journal had been found. Mm-hmm. And the journal mentioned this large kind of statue, and the journal was written by a wizard who nobody had heard from again. So where we left off was you had actually just found this, and I'll read you the description now. So it says, standing next to some rocks and ferns is an 8-foot tall statue, humanoid in shape with bronze fists. iron joints, an adamantine breastplate, and an iron helm with slits for eyes. The rest of the statue is made of sculpted wood reinforced with bands and rivets of adamantine. Scattered around its feet are offerings of food, feathers, coloured stones, and skulls. So actually, let's start off right away, if you guys don't mind, with an Arcana check from anybody who feels qualified. and based on this, I can kind of tell you what you might know about the statue.
I have to say I don't really feel qualified, and that justifies it. There you go.
Yeah, me either.
I use magic.
Yeah, me either with a -2 to it. So
Yeah, I think actually Nerva is probably, these roles make a lot of sense actually, because Nerva is probably, as a sorcerer, probably the most familiar with the ways of Arcana, and might be, familiar with what this thing is. And based on that role, actually, I think it's fair to say that you recognize this Nervar. This statue is a shield guardian. And actually, I have a handout here that I can show you. So this is kind of what he looks like.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
So let's see.
So is he
is
like
the
a
robot from My Giant or whatever?
Iron Giant? I was
Iron-
thinking maybe this is like a bipedal version of Erok.
Most
So-
likely.
So yeah, Nervar, you recognize this as a shield guardian, and as your knowledge of shield guardians go, you know it to be a thing that has been created by a wizard for protection. So shield guardians follow along beside their master, and if something is threatening or might cause damage, that shield guardian is really there to kind of be a bit of a meat shield, except it's not meaty at all. So shield guardians always have an amulet that is magically linked to them, and you would know, Nervar, that the amulet, being in possession of the amulet, is what gives you control of this construct.
Mm-hmm. Similar to the way that I controlling the Arak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, controlling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Go on.
go on, go on. Go on.
So did it last I knew, there was an amulet we're supposed to find for this thing. I don't have one. So I don't know how to make it work, but perhaps there's one just laying about, or didn't you have one with like a little hand shape or something that you'd found some time ago, Tobias?
Yeah, I did, but I assume that wasn't the amulet that we were looking for.
Didn't he give
Because-
it to somebody?
Yeah, I returned it to the
Says
But the
I
priest
wrote
is-
down the captain.
Mm.
yeah with
Oh, that's
our
right.
encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have returned it to the priestess in Camp Vengeance.
So in the journal, it might be, I'll point this out as well. In the journal that Wakanga gave you, there was a description or a little sketch of the amulet,
Oh.
and it it's a circular amulet. It has kind of a, I don't have a picture to show you, I'm sorry, but it has like a bronze ring around the outside, and then it looks kind of like it might be completely made of metal actually, but with an adamantine kind of darker ring in the center. and it does show that on the amulet itself it does say Vaughn. So you do have kind of an idea of what this amulet looks like.
That's convenient. It's an amulet that actually says Vorn on it. Right.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, maybe this wizard was a little overconfident, thinking that he didn't have to worry about, people stealing it from him.
I was just thinking he's probably like just hard of seeing, and he's got so many amulets, and he's like,
Which one? Which one?
I just see it like a little kid who signed. When you were a kid, you put your name in your books.
oh yeah, there you
It's
go.
like here,
It could be
just
the
in
other way
case.
around.
If found, please return.
Hold on.
Okay, so we have found this shield guardian, but we have no way nor idea how to control it, where it is, where the amulet is.
Well, there's always one way of trying. Vorn, can you hear me? If so, wiggle your right toe.
I just like cover my face and shake my head like, ugh.
Hey, I've seen some before that have gone with voice commands, so you never know. It might have a personality.
Warren, can you tell me the time of day?
It's not Siri.
I think we should rename it Alexa. Well, it appears that the locals at least like this guardian, in a way. I guess it appears. Can I check to see if it's just been sitting here dormant for a long time, or if it may have actually had some activity somewhat recently or anything like that?
Yeah, make like an investigation check.
Okie doke. Investigation, because I'm
It's
good
kind
at
of
that.
ridiculously low DC. But
That's alright, I'm gonna... I roll a really strong 6. Anyway, as I'm searching, I would say, like, we should see if it's actually active, or if this has just been sitting here this whole time.
yeah,
So.
between you guys, you know that, you can tell that it's been sitting there dormant for quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guess, nearby, you've got a slightly higher roll there, you guess that actually you think it's been sitting unused for a couple of decades.
Yeah. It's haven't been used in quite a while, like all those offerings of Ulgar. It became some sort of deity here.
Perhaps.
It may be sacred for those, those little leaf-headed guys.
It could have been that it was used to dominate the area as well, and they're concerned that it might, wake up and attack again. So maybe they're hoping to appease it even. Could be all sorts of reasons.
You do notice while you're kind of checking it over that actually the vines and creepers around it seem to have been purposefully trimmed back.
You said all the offerings around it are like food and stuff like that, like your typical.
Actually been treated like an altar. Or a statue, rather.
What kind of skulls are they that are around its feet?
Why don't you make anybody who's doing kind of a search of the area, make a survival roll for me.
Okay. 18.
Okay. So yeah, the skulls are small kind of animal skulls.
Okay, so they're not like goblins or humans or...
No, these ones are small animal skulls. But you do, based on your 18, you do see, and Nova is 21, you do see track footprints in the dirt, kind of going to and from this construct. And those tracks do look like goblin tracks. And then there are some other kind of smaller tracks as well. They look similar, like kind of foot. You know, they're also without shoes. You know, like naked feet footprints. And they look like they belong to kind of a couple of smaller creatures as well as goblins.
Well, don't we believe there's a goblin camp close by?
Yes, we do. In fact,
should we pay them a visit?
A bit further east, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe
it's
they
along
might
the
have
way.
things for this thing. Maybe they have what we need for this, the amulet.
Maybe. I think we should do a thorough check of the area first, though. I mean, stranger things have happened. I know I've I've seen a dwarven guard drop the keys to the gate near it in the past. So perhaps we give the guardian itself a once-over, as well as at least a bunch of the items strewn about. Perhaps they even put the amulet itself as one of the the items. So I'd like to start like giving the golem construct, whatever, an inspection, just to see if it would appear to be in working shape, as well as if there are any, like, I don't know, obvious compartments, not secret compartments. I'm not going that detailed, but any like openings or things like that somebody might stash or hang on to it or something like that, or even just nearby a small box or anything like that, like an offering box, whatever, just to see if there's anything resembling this amulet that was in the book.
Yeah, so you can take your time kind of doing that, and you just find kind of more of the same, right? You do find some of the footprints seem to be going in a northeasterly direction.
Mm-hmm.
And that there are quite a few goblin footprints that are going off in that direction. But other than that, you find just kind of as I've described, around the feet of the statue are all these different offerings. And the jungle, it does seem to be kind of, like I said, maintained. So somebody is taking care of this. Yeah. So you don't find any kind of any clues as to where an amulet might be aside from that. So there isn't like a little chest or anything, or
Okay.
You don't find any sign of an amulet in the stuff in the direct vicinity.
Okay. So then I think our path may lead us to this goblin encampment. So, who's up for a little parlay with the little green guys?
Me.
I think
Sure, let's go pay them a visit.
This might be an entire village of them, for all I know, instead of just the hunting groups that we've been meeting before. So they could vastly outnumber us. I think we should come up with some kind of thought as to how to approach it. Should we try to be diplomatic, or should we try for a smash and grab, or do we try and be a bit stealthy about it?
I don't think diplomatic is going to help with those guys. They're not very smart.
Savages.
What about you, Callisto? What do you say?
I think we should be stealthy about it.
And what was it, Tobias? What did you say?
I'm not sure if diplomatic will work here. They are savages after all,
All right.
and they prefer to smash and grab. So either way, Stealth, I'm not sure it will be an option with this, with our group of people. At least there's 5 of us.
What about
Yep.
you, Erok? What is your thought? What about Erok's thought?
I'll do whatever Tobias is up to.
Dang it, he gets 2 votes this way. No,
Well, what about you, Artus and Dragonbait?
yes.
Let me have a look at there.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention we're also traveling with 2 other NPCs by Artisan and Dragonbait.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you 2 up for some goblins?
So Archer says, "Oh, he says I prefer not to kill them if we don't have to. But, we're gonna. I don't quite feel right about marching into their encampment and murdering them all."
We wouldn't murder all of them.
Yes, you would.
Well, they wouldn't murder all of them, but I just point to everybody else. I mean, I've eaten my fair share of goblins, so, you know.
Alright then. I think our best bet is to attempt what Callisto's proposing. That's being a bit of stealth. Maybe sending in a scout. Maybe even Callisto. And see what she can find out. If she even finds the amulet itself there, that would work. But if she can sneak in, at least give us a layout of what's going on, what we're up against, and then we can reassess and see if we're able to do a smash and grab, or if it's even worthwhile.
I can do that.
Sure.
The rest of you up for that? Right.
Okay, we can do it the other way. If Callisto will transform into something small enough.
I'm thinking one of those big dinosaurs.
It's,
define your define small.
yeah, that's really stealthy of you there. Probably a squirrel or a mouse.
And that was a sample of my sarcasm.
I was thinking a cat, but unless you think I should be smaller.
I wouldn't recommend a cat.
I don't think they've seen a cat in this area before.
You
might really freak them out.
No, they probably have, but they might think that it's a kitten to, like, one of the large tiger folk or something, and either they might fear it or think it's food.
Okay.
Yeah, just do not choose up prey animals.
Cats are friends, not food.
Yeah.
Now, I would like, now, metagaming this, I don't want to, but as I've played as a goblin before, I do know that goblins have a lot of fun with frogs and toads and things of that nature. I don't know if that's going to hold true for this group, but I would like to try and see if I can figure out if there's some kind of preferred animal, or put it to the group as well to try and figure out if they are familiar with goblinoids and their preferred animals that they would feel safe around and not actually just stab immediately upon seeing. DM? Yes? No? Some kind of knowledge we might be able to seek upon this? Because goblins, I think we've all experienced.
For what are you trying to figure out?
An animal that they don't just go, oh, there's food, and eat it. You know, like, I know we've played as goblins before, and they all had, like, their own pet toad. So,
Why don't you make an intelligence check, see if you can figure out
just straight
what they would
intelligence.
eat.
Alright. I'm gonna do this. 9 and a 13.
Apparently we don't know much about goblins.
Yeah, you feel pretty confident that they're going to be less likely to eat little amphibious guys.
All right. I think I might do a lizard then.
Oh dear. Yeah, our goblin lore is not up to par.
Yeah, no, I mean, lizard sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna turn myself. Well, we might need to get closer before I do this, because I mean that's a long way to go as a little lizard.
Well,
Or I guess you guys could carry me and then let me go.
well, still, one way or t'other. I think that the encampment is a ways off.
Mhm.
Hold on, I've got a loud noise coming.
Hello, noises.
I'm a lizard. You can carry me.
So I think we need to try and get to the encampment without being detected first.
Yes.
Might be the challenge. So I think we've got like multiple levels here. One is to try and get there. Then once we get there, get you in. And if you get in and you get caught, what do we do then? So I think we just need to get there first. That's not a bad idea. In fact, I like that.
Yeah, we might not even have to have me change into anything if we use this.
Okay, so you have a plan then?
Yes. Well, let's head towards the camp. I don't know how far it is, so.
It'll probably be a couple of days.
Yeah, probably just follow this trail. Not too closely, but you know.
Great, let's be off.
All right. So are you casting that right away since we're following and tracking them back to their camp?
It's only up to an hour, so if it's days, that would make sense.
That's true. So then maybe for the first day or so, we try and keep it on the down low.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. I might have a little something that will help us out in the long run. Right. So,
Right.
shall we all proceed gently off in the direction that the tracks go? Trying to stay aware that we might be happened upon at a moment's notice.
Yes.
I have to say, Arak, your presence in the sky might actually give us away.
Don't worry, I will keep my feet on the ground.
Okie doke.
Sorry, this page is driving me crazy because there's a squid. Sorry, one moment.
No worries.
Our party with the stealthy dragon sneaking through.
So let's look at let's go amongst ourselves here and try and have a stealthy person kind of leading the party, so that they can give a heads up to the others if there's trouble ahead, rather than have the entire party just stumble into something. I would say that as far as stealth goes, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm only 3.
I'm better than that.
Yeah, I'm better than 3 also, but
All right.
I can't.
So I would
That's why I have to turn into a lizard.
Yeah. I will try and stay out front then, like a good 30 to 50 feet in front of everybody. And if I see any kind of trouble, I will kind of motion to them quickly.
Okay.
I'll probably like mage hand some dirt or something like that, just picked up in front of the closest person to me, just so that they aren't missing what's going on. Me like waving or suddenly stopping.
Okay, doke. All right. So you set out, and actually the weather is being quite kind to you at the moment.
Dang it.
It's not raining, just
That makes it more difficult to travel undetected.
One second.
This might
Probably
actually
not
take
prepping
longer than...
anything at all.
Yeah, this might
Definitely
actually take
not.
longer if we're going kind of stealthy-like.
Definitely not doing anything sufficient. Okay. Alright, so,
Do I have a handout for Flippy?
let me switch back to this. Okay, we are going to move over to here.
He's already on there anyway.
And could you kind of put yourselves in the arrange yourselves in the order or formation or whatever that you're traveling in.
Right. Hold on a second here. Which way is front?
You are going kind of in this direction, like. Whoop,
All right. So if I am up front, keeping people at least like 6 squares behind me or further, and then that would be whatever you guys want to do from there. Meanwhile, this is like, I'm in the bushes next to you.
I'm always in the front, so.
So, Olga, you're up front and, okay.
Yep.
So
you're going to get a mage hand caressing you on occasion.
creepy?
Exactly. That's the point. Just like kind of doing this and poking in the nose and stuff.
So yeah, I mean it's your typical jungle morning. You're walking along through the undergrowth, following a fairly decent path. It's humid, it's hot. There's lots of jungle noises from insects and birds.
Enjoying my cup of tea as I'm tracking goblins.
So, yeah, that smell. Do you want to try and make are you trying to kind of track their footprint?
Yes.
Footprint?
More or less trying to track and be stealthy. If it looks like I lose their track of some sort, then I would obviously refer to the others to try and help re-find it again.
Okay. Then make a survival roll for me, please. Please and thank you.
Not bad, but not good either.
So here's how it's going to work with survival rolls, right? When you're making like general survival rolls like this, and I think we've kind of worked it this way for a little while now. If you're going to make one roll as a group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if people are helping you, then you get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing it by yourself, then you just you roll as you roll.
Okay.
Roll. So
good thing that we're going with the advantage.
So you you're tracking the goblin footprints fine, but actually as you're tracking them through this particular area, you see some human some booted footprints as well, and actually they look quite recent.
Could it be possible, though unlikely, that they might even match a certain human that we might have met before who has tiger shape abilities?
That could be possible, but there's multiple sets. Actually,
Oh.
there's quite a few different sets.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're guessing like more than 6, maybe between 5 and 10. You're guessing 5 and 10 people.
And these are more recent than the goblinoid tracks?
Yes, very much.
I would stop, regroup with the party, tell them all that there's a bunch of humans or humanoids, bipedal peoples much bigger than goblins, walking about. That it seems that they're tracking as well, following the same path.
You can't really tell.
Okay. They've crossed the path at least. I don't know if they're following down yet. We'll have to continue on to see if they're actually tracking them as well.
I mean, yeah, they look. Maybe I haven't stressed it enough. They look super recent, like this morning, today.
They're right there around the bush. The expert tracker that I am.
Hang on. Are we actually nearby Camp Vengeance, right?
What's that?
We are actually nearby Camp Vengeance.
I don't know.
No, that's more to our south, from southeast, maybe? But it's a lot southern from where we are, across the river, too.
Yeah, but they send out a scouting party that goes away for 2 weeks, so they could be anywhere.
It is southeast. You think it's probably a couple of days travel from where you are?
I would think, though, with the way those people were, that they wouldn't come out this far, across the river anyway. I think they would still stay on their side of the river, but who knows?
Maybe it's the
with those
undead.
crazy people.
Oh,
Yeah,
it could
I forgot about that.
be.
I hope y'all can fight undead.
Well, I doubt that it's Camp Vengeance, if only because they seemed intent on only going west and fighting the undead there. I doubt that they had any interest in the goblins, though you never know. Yeah, I'm more likely to be inclined that it could be a group of undead, possible Camp Vengeance people, or it could even be... And I look over... Oops. I look over... I just dropped the mic. Artis, and I say it could be Zentarum.
Oh yeah, forgot about those guys too, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, if we hadn't... if we've already got our guards up, but we should maintain that. So...
Artis, are you mentioning this? Artis comes over and has a look at the footprints with you, and you see him shoot a glance at... He kind of shoots a sideways look at Dragonbait, and has like kind of a dark look on his face, and Dragonbait is giving off a smell of... It's a mixture of kind of baked bread and ham.
Damn it! I'm like, please not ham and bread. Please not ham and bread. Please not ham and bread.
Oh, last time he did that, it was that big T-Rex or whatever, right?
No, that was Violet's.
Oh, okay.
But I just don't know how to interpret ham and bread yet. And it's
All you see him is like writing in a book every time he's like sniffing Dragonbait all the time, writing in the book.
Dragonbait's like looking at him like, get away from me, you weirdo.
All right, so shall we
So,
then? And
Artis says,
he says something else.
he says, I fear I put you in danger, my friends.
Ah, I thought that we were the ones putting you in danger.
So those look like Zentaran footprints to you then?
Is it the big Z in the soles? Does that give it away?
But he points. He's like you can see the different different people that are traveling in the group. He's like, this looks like Zentarum to me.
What gave it away?
I'll just pull out my spear and be like, well, we've dealt with them before in the city. I'm sure we can deal with them out here. They can't go. If they see you, they can't. Dead men don't talk, so it's okay. They mumble a lot, moan, and kind of drag their feet, but you know.
Well, I can't say that I'm happy to have experienced the Zentarum in my presence before, but usually it's in public, and they're just unpleasant mercenaries. Out in this setting, they will likely not ask questions as much as just try and smash and grab us. So, let's not just attack them on sight, though, because you never know what mercenary group they may be working, they may have, or who they might have amongst them. They could be stronger than us. I've experienced quite a dangerous group before, so let's go slow. Stealth. Doom, 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 doom. And I would like to resume position the way we were before.
I'm just like, okay. Kind of back up.
Get your bird back there.
Flippy, he's okay. Or I'll sit him by a dragon bait over there.
Before you kind of set off again, Artis says, you may have a better time without me in the party if you do encounter them.
And I think you'd have a better time in the party if you stayed.
I think we should deal with that. We should make that decision when the time comes. If we happen to see them before they see us, we'll figure it out.
He says, nevertheless, he says, I'll stay towards the back of the group if you don't mind.
I don't. And if you want to duck aside, in case, just to avoid an altercation, that's fine, and we can regroup after.
Okay. So yeah, you want to continue on, kind of, you want to move yourself forward a turn?
Sure. I was kind of thinking that maybe I'd set up shop here,
Oh yeah.
get a little retirement plan going.
An interesting location.
Let's see, moving it, what is it for stealth? Half speed. So if I move 25 as it is, so then that's 13. So I'll just move 2 squares there.
Okay.
There you go. Because I'm stealthing, so I don't know.
How are you upside down, Polly?
I just turned my token on.
That's her stealthing.
Around the Polly is walking on her hands.
You're not helping the party stay quiet.
So when you get to kind of around here-ish, right?
Okay, it should be in like one more turn. So
Yeah. When you get to around there, hang on one sec. Actually, let me check some passive perceptions. So you are trying to stealth?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, you know what you gotta do then, right?
No.
Do a little stealth roll.
Yeah, now we're going.
See if these weirdos notice you.
There you go. 17.
So no, the weirdos do not notice you. But
So what weirdos?
let me show you the party that you are dealing with.
Bum bum bum. Oh
There you
crap!
go. So this is as you're kind of stealthily proceeding, sticking perhaps a little to the edge of the pathway. This is what you see in front of you, and they are heading in this direction as well. And you can see these thug guys at the back here, kind of like just grumbling amongst themselves about how hungry they are. They would much prefer to be at the tavern drinking. And this lady up front here seems to be the one in charge.
Okay. I do the whole mage hand thing to make everybody stop and that there's danger. Like just kind of like spray some sand or dirt or something like that across the trail, just as a warning. And I try to eavesdrop, if possible. Are they just walking away?
No, they seem to have stopped at the moment. This is kind of how you've caught up to them.
Mm-hmm.
They do seem to have stopped. Hang on one sec. Let me see if there's anything specific that I should be telling you here. You can hear make a perception, actually, if you're going to try and eavesdrop.
Woo! Natural 1.
Now, between all the jungle noise, you can just kind of hear like these guys back here complaining about how their feet hurt and they'd rather be drinking beer.
Alright, I try to stealth back to the group.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to make another stealth roll. Continue using your roll for now. Okay.
I motion for Callisto to come closer. Excuse me. I say, there's a group of Zentarum just around the bend. There's 7. I'm just going to use stage whisper at this point. So there's at least 10 of them at this point. And I'm just kind of getting everybody to come closer. I'm going to say, do you think you'd be able to go get a bit closer and find out what they're doing here, what they're looking for, what they're after, what they may have already found, and then come back to us?
Yeah, or we can sneak everyone through. Or you just want to find out what they're doing?
I'm just more interested in what they're doing. We might be able to go around them.
Could somebody remind me that Zentarum are hostile?
They're an undesirable mercenary group. They go through cutthroat means of accomplishing their goals. If something stands in their way, they'll cut their way through, if not buy their way through. So, in most cases, they're not desirable to have around. They're a scary group that rules through fear and power.
All right. Well, I will go then. I'm gonna turn myself into a lizard.
Okay.
Okay.
And then so I found this handy dandy spreadsheet that talks about which animals I can go into and has all of their stats and everything.
Nice.
And it says speed is 20, 20C. I assume that means I can go 20 feet.
Oh, you can go further than that because I'm going to mage hand you 30 feet through the air so you don't make any sound and gently set you down towards
Okay.
I was gonna say just this magic hand just tossing this lizard across the jungle.
No.
I was just picturing like a lizard flying through the air against one of his entire.
No, I'm just kind of like, like my arrow is dark green. It's difficult to see with the vegetation, but just kind of like, I can actually lift her gently over the brush towards this area and then gently set her down so that she just kind of walks off the hand by herself, more or less. So I'm not actually influencing her stealth, but just to try and help her out so she doesn't have to crawl that far.
So, but going back to Callisto's question, right? It means that your speed is 20 feet, and the C is actually for climbing. So you can also climb at 20 feet. Where usually, like a human's climbing speed is a lot slower than their walking speed. As a lizard, it's equal. So it doesn't matter if you're climbing or walking. Your speed is 20 feet.
All right. Well, I am going to sneak myself as close as possible.
Okay.
You're
Do I have to do
in
stealth
one of
for
their
that?
pockets.
Yeah, I'm a lizard.
Yeah, you're a lizard, so I don't feel like you need to do any particular kind of stealth because there are quite a few other lizards around the jungle. And actually, as you're traversing, as you're being carried in the mage hand, some of the other lizards are like, what? You floating by. They're all kind of aghast. How is this possible?
I'm kind of like scurrying around on the jungle floor.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all just standing there?
They are standing there. Yeah. So make a perception roll, and I can share with you how much you are able to gather.
Ooh,
from
lizard perception. Or is it her perception? I can't remember.
Oh, that's a good
It
question.
should be her stats.
Yeah.
I think you just take on the intelligence and HP of the creature.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
That's better than mine.
That's good. Okay. It was not a pretty thing for wisdom. Okay. So 12. So yeah, the guys in the back really are just kind of a whiny bunch. They're complaining about how long they've been out, how long they've been away from Port Nianzaru, how they're tired of traipsing around the jungle. Don't understand the point of this. Saying stuff like, "We're never going to find him. This is stupid. Nobody's found him yet. Our group's not going to be any different." Especially with this leader. And they don't seem to think very highly of their group leader. From the group leader, you hear her kind of. Let me look here a minute. You hear her. She's got a piece of paper, a piece of parchment out, kind of a larger piece of parchment. Looks pretty thick and heavy stuff. And she's pointing the tribal warriors. She's pointing at this piece of parchment to them, and she seems to be talking about where they're going next. So she's saying, they're thinking about making camp, fairly close by, and eventually want to head kind of do a circuit back up to Port Nianzaru. They haven't found any sign of him, is what she says. So she feels like she needs to kind of report back in and get more input on what they should do next.
So if I probably can't see the parchment. Well, if she's next to a tree, I might try to climb up the tree closest to her so that I can kind of look down.
Okay. Let's see. If you're gonna kind of take a. Okay. Yeah. So you can definitely do that, and looking down at the parchment she's holding, it does seem to be some kind of very basic map. If you can even call it that, is nothing even close to what you guys have. Doesn't have, nearly any of all the markings that you have, like the locations that you have within the jungle. It barely has any of those. There's just a couple of points on the map, really, and Port Nianzaru, and she's kind of describing, saying, okay, this is the route that we're going to try and take. She's saying, I believe the river is somewhere over here, and she's motioning on the map, and yeah, that's what she's looking at. A very basic map.
I bet they got that chick guide that didn't like anybody.
Okay, well, if there's nothing else going on, I guess I'm going to go head back and see if I can kind of pinpoint the route on our map.
Okay. Yeah.
Upon return, you see Ulfgar is already talking to a different lizard. Are you okay? Kind of like, you can turn back now.
I'm going to crawl up Ulfgar's pants.
You might regret that.
And go sit on his shoulder. Kind of wait for him to realize it's me. No, I'll turn back into a human. Hey, Valia. So they seemed a little lost. They're looking for someone. I'm assuming that's Artemis. That they haven't found.
Excuse me.
Haven't found him. Do you have a map that I can look at? Because I tried to remember what the path was that they were taking.
Yeah, but why are you clinging onto his back?
Get off me.
I'll just giggle. I'll just pull out my map and hand it to you.
Okay. So how much can I remember of this? Like,
So you can remember what you saw pretty well. The downside is that the map that they have sucks. And so, and it appears that some of the points that they had on their map are in the wrong place as well. So, but you get the general idea of where they're going. Back to Port Nyanzaru. They're kind of taking perhaps a slightly more westerly route than you were planning, kind of sticking a little closer to the river.
So, at this rate, you're telling us that you're explaining they're heading back to Port Nyanzaru, which is where we were supposed to go after this, but. And you said how many? 10? Roundabout 10 people over there?
Yes.
Ulfgar, hello.
Sorry. Sorry.
He's like, what? I was talking to this lizard over here. No,
Sorry, I was looking at chat. Anyway.
What?
Sorry.
Probably around about 10 people over there.
Mm-hmm.
We can either, artists, if you want, we can either wait for them to either make camp and sneak attack them, which I know some of y'all are against that, but I mean, we're gonna have to either deal with them now or eventually we'll have to deal with them, or we can kind of stay behind and follow them until they head back. It's up to you guys. I mean, you already know my decision.
Yes. Your status as a diplomat is dropping. So my question to you,
I'm a great diplomat. I get things done.
Artis and Dragonbait, are they after one of you or both of you?
Sorry, I'm just looking at. I want to look at one thing quick. So, Artis says they're not even really after us.
They are after your ring.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you said they're headed back to the port, yes? An unprovoked attack on them would not be good. They're after his ring. I forget why they're specifically after that. I don't see how that ties into our necromancer friend of yours. Rather, ex-friend. Sorry.
So what we are going to do?
Well, I don't think that we should just attack them. I think that we might be able to go round. Wait for them to camp. If they're going in the same direction, I doubt that they'll run into the goblins. If they do run into the goblins, find that they actually have this amulet we're looking for, then that would be bad. They could then take it, and then they'd be off with it. So I think we need to get ahead of them. Or convince them that they need to get out the way.
I think we should sneak past them, like a roundabout way, though, so they don't see our tracks.
Right. Alright. So then we just take our best guess for the direction of the goblin encampment and try and rejoin that in circumventing them on their path? What do you think?
Probably. What did the rest of you guys think?
That will be the most cautious way to do this.
Alright, let's give it a try. It's best if we don't test their mettle just yet. He kind of shoots a look over at Valia.
What? Just shrug my shoulders. What?
But if it comes to it, we'll be ready.
So how are you exactly gonna? So the decision is to sneak past them, but how are you gonna do this?
Well, they're headed back to Port Nyanzaru, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're just following this path that leads there?
Currently they are standing in the path.
Okay.
Well, that I could do a pass without trace.
True. I'm just thinking that we kind of give them a bit of a berth, just kind of circle around them, and because they're staying still at the moment, they're talking about camping. If we circle around them, continue on a bit longer, and try and get to the goblin encampment before them, job done, right?
Yeah, but we don't want them coming up behind us if we happen to reach the goblin camp, and then we've got a fight on both sides. That's not going to go well at all.
It's true, but I'm not about to just go slaughter a bunch of people that haven't done me any wrong.
Once they find out we're partied with these two, they're probably going to not like us much, but we can deal with that later. Right now, they're kind of in our path. Even if we try to go around them in the jungle, not only could we run into more dinosaurs, we've still got to deal with them, and we have goblins. We'll have 3 problems on our hands. We need to either wait for them to camp, and as much as you don't like it, we need to get rid of the problem before it gets worse.
You do bring up good points. I can't say I
The
necessarily
guide,
agree with
from
your
what-
means.
Right. From understanding what she's from, what Callisto's told us about the guide, she's fairly clueless. To be honest, we can let her go. Tell her to leave. Don't speak anything of it, and I guarantee she would probably go.
Did you recognize the guy?
The guide. We don't need. She can go home. She can
No,
go do whatever she wants.
No,
but
did
the
you
other
recognize
guys,
her as one of the ones that we talked to?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Okay.
you didn't.
Sorry.
yeah, because they obviously have no clue where they are. Hell, there's a chance they might get lost in the jungle and get eaten themselves. But right now, they're standing in between where we need to go. So, and these guys are just going to get worse if we don't dispatch them.
I've got an idea. But first, before I lay that plan out, this could be fun. Artis, what has been your experience when you've run into the Centauran before?
Before Artis answers that, I do want to point out to you that that if you do decide to go around them, then your options for accomplishing that thing, right, are either trying to cut your way through the undergrowth of the jungle, right? So that's kind of like when you venture off the path, right? It's like time to bust out the machetes kind of thing. You know, it's pretty dense undergrowth, so it's like difficult terrain
Gotcha.
that you would have to manage, right? So that's one option, or you could backtrack until you find like another kind of pathway that you can try, taking that instead. Because obviously there isn't just like one path through the jungle, right? But that does mean that you would lose travel time. So if you do that, then you're kind of going to be stationary. And if we think about like the player map, if you decide to backtrack and look for another path, then you're kind of going to be stationary in that hex for today. So that's kind of, if you want to try and go around them, that's how that's going to work. And then your question to Artis is, how has he handled them before?
Well, what was their reaction to him upon them finding him before? Did they just instantly attack on sight? Did they talk to him first? Bit of column A, column B.
So far they haven't found me yet.
Right. How did you learn that they were searching for you? You knew before we mentioned it.
He says, well, yeah, but just because you hear that somebody is searching for you. He says, I have friends in Port Nianzaru, who keep me, let me know when somebody is looking for me.
So I go back to the group in general and say, so I've got a plan where we go right through them. But not in the way that you're thinking, Valia. What is one of the more dangerous areas in Chult? Perhaps something we've experienced.
Camp Vengeance?
That's not a bad plan. I think I last saw Artis Simber and Dragonbait, or at least two people that seem to resemble them, last there. In fact, I think they may have been conscripted into their group. Do you follow what I'm saying?
I do.
And we pass through and send them in the opposite direction. And potentially reinforce the forces against the undead in the process.
I don't dislike this plan. I could sneak Dragonbait and Artemis around while you guys talk to them. If it goes south, that obviously we can just break cover and help. But
Well, then we'll still have the element of surprise on our side.
yeah.
What do you think then, Valia?
So a random guy in the jungle, hey guys, I know who you are, even though they aren't, out blatantly telling everybody. Just a random guy in the jungle, hey, you're looking for these two guys? I know where they are.
No.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I'm thinking that the rest of the party just tries to pass through peacefully, as we were about to anyway, if we just run across some other group. And if they try to, waylay us, then we waylay them back. But otherwise, if they let us go through peacefully, so be it. And if they question us, then we've got a good solution as to where we may have seen some similar peoples.
I don't feel comfortable with that plan, but go first.
All right, so
Splitting the party.
right.
Yeah.
Splitting the party always has worked
It
for us in
never
the
goes.
past.
It always goes good.
We're still alive, right?
Yeah.
Barely at that time.
That's
So-
just preposterous.
So I say, if they let us go peaceably, we meet up a good, I don't know, a good mile down the road before moving on. Assuming that they actually do go in that direction. If not, then I might steer the conversation in that direction. But the rest of us, I think we should go up just so that they don't think that there's only like one or two of us. I think all the rest of us should go, including Flippy. I think he should stick with us.
Hmm.
And then what happens if they insist that we go with them, or accompany them, or show them the way?
Same as we did with the Camp Vengeance. We insist back.
Okay, I mean, I can insist really well, but it just depends.
I have to say, Valia, you're some of the best insistencers that I've ever met.
And I won't really be that far away because I will just be kind of sneaking around them.
Right. So, Tobias, Arak, are you up for this?
Yeah, okay, let's do this. And even if they attack, I don't mind to cut their numbers.
All right.
Okay.
Artist,
All right, all you guys
Dragonbait.
are going first.
Artist, Dragonbait, you up for this?
He says, this sounds like probably the least risk to you. He's like, I don't know what interest they would have in your party. So,
Well,
sure.
I'm hoping that we can at least offer them some directions.
Okay.
All right. So, excuse me. So let's see. Team A, which is the talking team, come on up here with me. And then Team B get into the shrubs, I guess. Shrubbies.
Team Taki, come over here.
Team Talkie. There you go. And I will actually walk normal-like once everybody's grouped up with us around the front and kind of like hands up in the air and kind of just, call like, hello, as we come around the corner within sight of the rest of the group.
Okay. All right. So why don't you put yourselves in the path where you would be when you call out to them?
I guess probably about here is when they'd probably first be able to see me.
Okay.
So I don't want to startle them with my vision without making them aware that I'm there. So maybe here, I guess.
Okay.
And
Right.
just everybody come on up with me. You don't need to hide like 6 tiles back like we were before.
Oh no,
we're
I'm
not
hanging
stealthing.
back. I'm like hanging back from y'all. I'm just like, because,
All
Okay.
right.
Now, they have to stay within 30 feet of me at all times, but I'll be moving me and hoping, because I can't move them with me.
Mhm.
So I have to move them with me.
Yeah, so they're already out of reach, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think we should be a little closer to be able to see and hear everything.
Okay.
Excuse
There
me.
is fine.
No, you don't want to be on that side. Oh wait,
There's fine.
Sorry, I thought it was an island. Sorry, I thought it was just like a circle of leaves. My bad.
So I'm going to assume that the other two are always with me. So you
Okay.
don't have to move them all the time.
Okay.
At least
All
until
right,
blades are drawn.
So Ulfgar, when you come around the corner, you see that these guys are kind of like oops, I have the select thing on. These guys are kind of like pulling up like some some larger kind of fallen trees and rocks, and they're taking a seat and breaking out some skins of liquid. You can't tell what they're drinking, but seem to have broken out like some kind of a water skin or something like that, and they're having a bit of a drink. And when you call out to them, this person comes. Oh, except I have to scroll. Sorry. Person comes to the front, and when she moves up, these guys kind of move up as well. To
I'm still slowly walking. I never stopped.
Okay. So she says, she says immediately, "Stop! Who are you?"
I stop. I'm Ulfgar Holderheck of the Emerald Enclave. I come on a diplomatic mission, just visiting off on some of the encampments around this area. I wish to pass through and thought I would make myself known so as not to surprise you. Me and my companions are just passing by. Can we offer any assistance?
Make a deception check. You are actually lying to her, so.
16.
Hang on, let me grab her insight. Except I can't remember what insight is. Insight is wisdom as well, isn't it? Or is insight charisma? I forget.
Insight is wisdom.
Okay. So she's got insight against you. So she seems to. She says, "What encampments do you refer to?"
Well, I was on a diplomatic mission to seek out and find out the status of, and Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance. Where do you come from, and what's your business in the area?
None of your business, she says. It
least...
shows you how little the Emerald Enclave know if they're still sending you out to Camp Righteous.
Might I at least have your name?
No, you may not.
Very well. May we pass?
Where are you going?
We're on our way back to Port Nyanzaru.
What is your business there?
I am to report back to Wakanga. He is actually offered to pay some of the parishioners from, I don't even know if that's the right word. That's not the right word. Whatever the official title is. Some of the Enclave members' way and passage from the Emerald Enclave as a gesture of goodwill.
She says, She says, be about your business then.
Very well. Might I give you a bit of warning, though, on your path? As I already have visited the other locations.
She says, you seem to know very little, so I doubt I would get much value from your insight.
Ah, but I'm on my return trip. I just look to see if she's even got like a hint of I'm interested to know anything about what you have to say.
Why don't you make an insight check?
All right.
See if you can figure this lady out.
Natural 20.
Yes, she is slightly interested, but is desperately or does not want to kind of lose any standing in amongst her group by admitting that she would like to hear what you want to say.
Right. Okay. Please allow me to at least volunteer the information that I have found out, and that Camp Righteous has fallen. It has since been taken. I do not know what, but it did seem to have a stampede of dinosaurs go through. Camp Vengeance did have a bit of trouble. There was a couple people passed through there. Many soldiers were injured in their fight for against the local undead in the area. Some kind of frozen bird attacked them. I don't know anything about that, but they seem to have suffered some damages. We offered some assistance and were able to help some of the people there.
I obviously, when you say frozen, what? She tries to conceal it, but you definitely catch her interest. And she says, "Who did you see at this camp?"
Let me see if I have the names written down here. Hold on. Commander Breakbone and Captain Solhane were two of the main officiants there. They had a run-in with a couple I think it was, I'm not sure how far away Camp Vengeance is. Is it 2 days, 3 days? I'll say it was, they had a run-in about, I think it was 4 days ago, maybe 5, for some couple of people came through, launched some kind of a secret attack on them while they were trying to fend off some undead, and continued heading south. She wanted to mount he wanted to mount a pursuing party, but too many of their number were injured at the time. I think they were recruiting if you're looking to team up with them.
She says. But I think at this point I need another deception check from you, because that's a whole lot of BS.
There's a bit of truth in it. 19. Pretty good. It is based on charisma, and I am a bard, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So she seems to kind of buy what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, how long ago did you say this happened?
I believe the event was about 5 days ago. We were a bit too tied up with dealing with the wounded to get exact date or time, but I believe it was about 5 days ago.
She looks like at this info, like she was, kind of hoping that it was a lot sooner than 5 days ago.
We did run into them 3 days ago. Or we were at the camp 3 days.
It was yesterday.
We were at the camp 3 days ago, and I think the event happened on the 5th day, because it's 3 days travel from here to the camp. That's what I believe is correct.
I kind of step forward just a little bit and I sigh. I'm like thinking to myself, I don't want to do this. I can mark on your map if you need to know where it is, and I'll show you a safe trail that we used.
She says, I know where it is.
Okay. I just kind of step back and say, do as you will.
She says, can I think? She says, we'll continue on then to Ulfgar.
She said we can, or
Yeah.
okay.
And she motions to the kind of guys behind her to
Right.
let you pass, and they kind of make some space here for you to move around her
All right.
and the group. The guys are all kind of eyeing you warily.
Of course, upon her saying, they say, "Thank you, ma'am," and just continue on.
Okay. All right. So that's the first chunk of the group
Yep.
successfully passed. So Artis is kind of looking at you because they're like, "How the hell do we get past these people?"
Just follow me. I got a cloak on us. They won't detect us at all. Well, of course, unless they had magic, but you know.
And we just slowly continue down the road at a very leisurely pace.
Yeah,
So
I'm just kind of watching them as we walk by. How,
as if
I'm a
we were
lizard. It's not
stealthing.
like I'm looking
That's-
straight all the time anyway. I just look out the corner of my eyes, watching them to make sure they're not doing anything.
Right. That
And I tell Flippy to stay in front of me.
Okay. So we need then stealth checks from Callisto, Dragonbait, and Artis, right? For and basically they're trying to sneak past. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I'll do Dragonbait now.
So it looks like we get a 10 bonus.
Mm-hmm. So Dragonbait has a +1.
Don't trip.
Oh,
No
Dragonbait
smells, no smells.
rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
He's doing his best.
I thought that was their spot check. I'm like, oh crap.
That's Dragonbait.
Yeah, so mine's 24.
Okay, yours is 24. All right, and then Artis has a +2. So let's roll 1d20 plus 12. So Artis gets a 19. So Artis
Ooh.
is the weak link here. So we're gonna do country the warriors first, and I'm just gonna make checks as if they are one,
Yep.
one group. The one check per group. So the tribal warriors are like, yeah, whatever. They're like chewing on their fingernails or whatever. All this group of the guys there. No, okay, you guys suck as well. So they are also oblivious
Thug.
as the group leader, though.
Mm.
All right, so yeah, you guys managed to sneak by. Yeah. Sneak by the
Yay.
Zentarum group.
Dang.
I feel like maybe we should have had disadvantage on those stealth rolls because you were moving through difficult terrain there, but I also feel like that boat has already sailed. Okay.
Lissa is so disappointed right now. I could see. You're like, I wanted to eat some Zentaro.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some dinosaurs in the next square.
My main concern is them coming up behind us.
Yeah, so the Zentarum group keep an eye on you for quite a while, as far as you know. Well, are you once you're out of kind of like line of sight, you can't really tell what they're doing. So, but they're definitely watching you as you proceed down the path. And keeping an eye on making sure that there are no shenanigans.
Same as before, go about a mile down the road at a leisurely pace so that they can keep up in stealth in the underbrush. And try and meet up about there in hopes that, we're also not being spied upon by them.
Okay. All right. All right. So then, are you
What
taking
time?
any measures to see if they are spying upon you, or?
Yeah, I think it'd probably be wise to keep an eye out on them, see if, we can spot them spying on us.
Okay. Why don't you make perception checks then?
All of it.
Anybody who's keeping an eye out for Zentarum.
I would hope that's everybody.
Well, I'm concentrating still on my thing.
You can still look around while you're concentrating on it. I would imagine you guys specifically would be looking out for it.
So Ulfgar and Callisto, you notice that the leader is trying to sneak behind you and follow you.
Oh, is she now? Okay.
Who's behind us?
The lady in white.
I try to sneak up to the rest of the team members one at a time as we're slowly walking, and just kind of say, "We've got a follower behind us." Just so each person is aware.
Do you want me to go take care of her?
Why don't you at least greet her? Give her a bit. Give her a bit.
I'll
of a
kind of
scare.
hang back a little bit from you guys.
Give her a bit of a
Flippy, stay ahead with everybody else.
Okay, I'm going to set her off to the side just so I can separate these folks easily. Move them out. Right.
Now, this is more the odds I'm liking.
Oh no! I think I just grabbed Tobias.
Bye, Tobias.
Oh no!
He's joined the Zentarum.
There you go.
I'm out.
I knew it. He's a plant.
Sorry.
The entire time, Tobias has been Zentarum.
Okay, so she is kind of sneaking out. She's trying to sneak along behind you.
Okay. I'm gonna hang back. I'm gonna pull out Flippy's goblin arm and kind of look it over. Kind of, look around, like I hear something. Then look in her direction to see if I see her.
Let's see. You don't. I mean, based on the last roll, you don't see her. I'm trying to think if this would.
Like in the general area, like around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you do another perception check and see if you can see her?
Yeah, I'm not seeing much right now.
No, you don't see it. Actually, you're not sure that Ulfgar. Maybe Ulfgar is like imagining things.
Yeah, I just kind of I think he's hearing things, so I'm just gonna stay there though, kind of look around a little bit.
Okay. Nothing happens. Stand there for a good minute. Nothing yet.
Okay. Which way are we going this time? Kind of scoot, tell everybody move forward a little further.
So you rejoin the group?
Still kind of hanging back some.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if. So, yeah, at this point, okay. So, yeah, you guys don't see any further sign of her at this point.
I get up closer to Ulfgar and in a low voice, I'm like, "Are you sure you just weren't seeing or hearing things?"
Let me have another look. And say, you continue on with the rest. I'll hang back now. And then he'll he'll do what Lissa did, where he kind of hangs back and kind of does like a little bit of a look around to see if he can find a sign of the follower.
Okay. Make another perception check.
Nat 20 times 2.
Hacks. No, she seems to be gone. Actually.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
Before
Oh.
we leave,
The Valiant. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
before we leave, I'll make sure they will not follow us. Let me cover all tracks using mold earth.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, so you regroup and you don't see any further sign of the Zentarum.
Continue on forward, and then at some point when I think we're about a mile down the path, I'll actually say outside, I think we're safe. I'll say it out loud,
Mm-hmm.
so that perhaps the others can hear that are hopefully
Okay.
mirroring us in the underbrush.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and they'll rejoin the group. And actually, I'm going to take you back to the player map now. Because battle music ends, and
Oh yeah,
and it all
sorry.
seems to kind of return to normal as you get in the Cholson jungle. Anyway. Okay, so the rest of the day actually as well continues kind of without any further incident.
Mm-hmm.
As do let's look actually. And the biggest thing that happens is mid-afternoon this kind of heavy rain picks up and continues throughout the night while you're trying to kind of make camp and everything. And so let's see if I can get rid of this. No, not that. Hang on, I'm gonna have to move that over a bit so I can. No, that.
If
Go
we're
away.
if we're camping for the night, I have a little something for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would like. What?
Oh no, go ahead.
I would like to cast Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Okay. Cool. What does that do?
It's a 10-foot radius immobile dome of force springs into existence around and above us and remains stationary for the duration. The spell ends if I leave the area. Others can enter and leave it as they want. As I've designated each of you are okay to do so. 9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with you. The spell fails if its area includes a larger creature or more than 9 creatures. Creatures and objects within the dome when you cast this spell can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. The atmosphere inside the space is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to become dimly lit or dark. The dome is opaque from the outside of any color you choose, but it is transparent from the inside.
Does it
So
come
what
with a
color is-
bathtub for Valia?
No, that's at higher levels.
So what color is it?
I'll put a similar color to the jungle as best I can. So to give
Okay.
it as camouflage a look as possible.
Okay.
But
So
it
it's
lasts for 8
kinda-
hours.
Mm.
And I would cast it as a ritual as well.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, as you settle in for the evening, you see Elfgar casting this, and
I'm tired
and and this dome appears, and Artis and Dragonbait walk into the dome, to kind of a head nod of approval, and set out, a bit of a spot where they can lay down, put their stuff over their pack, so it's a little comfier for a pillow, and yeah, settling quite nicely. The rest of you are happy to join.
Oh yeah. Are there beds in there?
No.
This is not like the Harry Potter one.
No, it's a comfortable atmosphere, and I'll put it dimly lit, and it's you have a protective dome, and there's no weather, so yeah, no bugs, no rain. It's pleasant inside, dimly lit, so you can see if you want to. You can see out, and things can't see in.
Even better.
So you're glamping, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. No, glamping is later. Higher levels. Much higher level spell.
But if you're joining, if you're going to sleep inside the dome, then you get a fantastic night's rest. Probably the best night's rest you've had in a very long time. It's delightfully not humid in here. You can hang your socks out to dry and all of the other stuff.
Excuse me. I've been working on this for some time now. Finally got it to work. I'm happy about that.
Okay. Let me think. Let me check it. I think the next day, when you wake up in the morning, the rain is still going, still pretty heavy rain, and actually, by this point, it looks like it's been raining all night, and the ground is sodden, it's muddy, and there's that kind of heavy sense of rain and jungle, fauna in the air. What we're going to do to see if you go the right way is kind of a thing that we did before, actually, when you lost your guide, and that's you elect one person to make a survival roll, and then that person obviously makes their survival roll, and I have a DC, so if you beat that DC, then you're navigating in the correct direction. If you don't, then you might think you're going in the right direction, but actually you might be going slightly off course.
You run into Zentarum.
Oh, hi! Are you? I think last time we did this, it was Callisto that made the survival check.
Yeah, I have the highest.
Yeah.
The highest. So, do you want to?
She's definitely a survivor. I mean, she lived among wolves, for crying out loud. So.
But apparently, I'm a little not working out right now.
Well, they weren't jungle wolves. They were probably timber wolves, right? So.
Okay.
Just tell her it's your favored terrain. Just say it.
Not how it works with your PS. Okay, so let's see. So you believe that you are heading in this direction, and maybe you are. I'm gonna put that there, and actually, so this day passes without event, and one sec. So you can make camp again. Oscar, are you always going to be using your dome whenever whenever you want?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. So then, again, really good night's sleep inside the dome. You are kind of wishing that there was running water now, though, as well. That would be nice.
I've started my plans for the distant future.
Next morning arrives. The rain seems to have let up a little bit, but no, it is still raining. It's getting pretty pretty tough going at this point. The ground is completely saturated.
Are we still feeling like we might be on the path? Because obviously the tracks might not be visible anymore, but there's still some sort of path leading. I'm guessing.
Yeah. But we do need another survival roll for today, Callisto, to see if you go in the right direction.
Woo.
Hell yeah.
You realize all day yesterday you were going the wrong way.
No, but actually, okay. So you do proceed yesterday. Oh, where did that dudek go? There it is. Okay. So yeah, you actually successfully find your way to. I mean, Callisto, with that survival roll as well, you would be quite easily following the goblin tracks through the jungle. So again, it's not that there aren't, there isn't activity in the jungle. In days when there aren't any encounters and there's plenty of wildlife that you see, it's just that none of it is kind of aggressive, right? So, but you do come across what looks like in the distance, kind of a goblin settlement. So you see up ahead. And you can see as well, the closer that you get, the more and more tracks there are that you're following. So rain is kind of reducing the tracks, but you can tell that there's a lot of heavy foot traffic up ahead. And also, hang on one second, actually, let me check one thing out quick. There is a bit of a stream. I just want to make sure I see where you guys are on, which side you guys are on. Okay, so it's not a river by any means, but there is like a bit of a stream up ahead that you can just see kind of on the other side of it. Looks like where the settlement is. So I guess at this point, I'd like to know how you guys are approaching the settlement.
With a whole lot of torches and oil, and no.
R.I.P. goblins.
Wasn't I supposed to turn into something and go see?
Yeah, I think that we were gonna try and just stay hidden, but still close by in case you get into trouble. And have you try and scout out the camp in advance. Get like some kind of numbers idea of what we're up against. If you find any clue of where this amulet might be, if it's even in the encampment, and if you see any sign of our previous guide.
All right.
Okay. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna, if we're there, I was gonna start turning, but I'll wait till see where we're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually move you to a map. I think. Oh, wait, where did it go? First, I have to find it. There it is. Let me move this down a bit. Make it more easier to. Alright, I'm just moving the page a bit closer because the thing doesn't scroll, so I have to get it within distance where I can pop you guys on there. Oh. There. Okay. Alright, so hang on one sec, let me look at the page settings for this page. I want to see if it's all revealed at once, or because what I'm going to do is move. Okay, it's not globally illuminated. So I'm going to move you over to this map, and then the folks who are not yet kind of sneaking into the camp are actually going to be off the map. but obviously we need to see kind of where Callisto is sneaking around too. So just kind of keep that in mind. Basically, you're off when I move you over there. Let's do that right now. Okay, so here we are. So you can everybody see the whole map? Okay. By the way, let me just check that first.
Let me zoom out because right now it's just all black. Yeah, it's just black.
Yeah, I see darkness.
I want to shoot magic missile.
If only the page settings were consistent, that would be fantastic. Okay, how about
Hey, it is now completely visible.
okay? All right. So you everybody who isn't kind of sneaking in is kind of over here, right off the edge of the map, just the other side of this stream that's running kind of north to south here. And but Callisto,
So wait, we're over here?
yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're just the other side of this stream.
My goodness, is that a dinosaur with a slingshot?
Maybe. So maybe I want to hide that area.
Too late now.
Yeah, really. Okay. So so this is what you can see across the bank, though. If you are going to approach the other bank of the stream, then I do kind of want you to make a stealth check. But you can see kind of smoke spiraling up from in between the trees. That's kind of a giveaway. And yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna turn into a lizard. Oh, before I do that, hey Ulfgar, would you like to throw me again?
I don't know how far across the river is, but I could mage hand her across it if she turns into it before she goes across.
I mean, it's like, well, this is its wide point where the canoes are down there. So how wide is that? And I mean that's about as wide as it gets, right? It's not a thing that was on your map. So
Okay.
so if you're standing like over here, yeah, then it's maybe 20 feet.
All right, I've got a
across.
30-foot range, so
Okay.
yeah, I'd agree to mage hand you across the river gently, just like keeping her right at the water level, so it looks like she might even be like, like almost swimming across, and then
Or fly fishing bait?
yeah, something like that. Maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait to make sure nobody's looking, and then I'll just get her across as quick as possible to the other side, not hovering right over the water as fishing bait.
That would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let me just check. I'm going to see some scores here really quick.
Did the amulet image that we saw in the book look particularly shiny, pretty, really cool, desirable, or just mundane-ish?
I mean, it looked like it could have been shiny. And the sketch that you see, right, is kind of is almost like a design,
Okay.
right?
All right. I just wasn't sure if it would look highly valuable and therefore might be more prone to becoming someone's possession.
Being snagged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
specifically
made of,
by someone higher up,
It's made of some interesting metals.
Okay.
As you guys approach the village, this little village, Valia. Hang on, I'm just looking at past perceptions. Valia, Olga, and Callisto. I think. No, hang on. Perhaps. See what it has. There's 12, and then yes.
I think at the scent in the air, Flippy might start drooling. Little goblin arm here or there.
So almost all of you notice tripwires are even the other side of the stream through these tripwires set up between trees and bushes.
How far? I mean, I would assume as a lizard I could get underneath them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you should throw me over. I'm gonna turn into a lizard right now.
I mean, if you need to be tossed over the river, I could toss you over the river. So.
Well, I would prefer gently.
So
I'll do the gently.
could you make a stealth check, please? To see if you're able to kind of sneakily, approach the edge of the stream and
Nice.
do this task without being caught by.
That's me. Or who?
Yes, that's you.
Yep.
Okay. Dang. The 20s are strong today.
Yeah. So nobody sees you. In fact, Callisto's like, where the hell is
Who's carrying me across?
promised to cast the spell, and now he's just not here anymore. Okay. Then let me actually shoot. You know what would have been helpful is Callisto is if I brought your token over. Let me grab that quick, and I'll bring that over, and we'll use that as. All right, there you are. Come on. Select, please. All right. What? What's the problem? Sometimes you're altered me. Am I not on the correct? There we go.
You just don't have those expert pro levels like Adam does.
I seriously need to up my game. Zoom back out again a little bit. Right, so so there you go. So you are a lizard folk. You're a lizardy. Actually, not lizard folk, but you're a lizard, and Ulgar has carefully placed you on the edge of this grassy embankment. Behind you there is a steep slope down to the stream. And in front of you see, they describe what you see. So obviously you see the 3 canoes that are pulled up to the bank of the stream. You also see some tents in front of you as well. Just as you see kind of on the map, right? There's this one over here, which looks a bit bigger. And there are goblins coming and going from this one. Seem to be carrying different things in and out of it. Then there's this massive kind of net thing that's vines and branches and leaves all kind of bound together in the center of the village. And that's kind of what you're seeing, this big green circly thing, right? And then on top of that are several different kind of huts. Well, I say different. They're not really different. They look actually very similar. So there are these 5 huts on top of that. You definitely see, like, outside of one of the huts is posted a couple of guards. You also see this thingy right here, this bit, is a massive anthill. Then this is like there's a big rock here. There's trees and shrubs around. There's these kind of quite a few goblins coming and going. There's a whole bunch of them sitting around in this area. kind of going about their daily lives. Working with animal hides, all that jazz.
All right. I think I'm gonna head for the outer hut first.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding,
So
ding,
this is
ding,
Callisto. Oh.
ding, ding, ding.
So yeah, and once you get kind of up close to the hut, you'll see that it's mostly food that's coming and going from this hut.
Well, that's not as interesting.
Depends on the food.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm still gonna go and just kind of like stick my head underneath. Or actually, should I climb?
So many options now.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go stick my head underneath the bottom of it and just make sure it's just food in there.
Okay. Yeah, you stick your head under, and there's all kinds of like rudimentary wicker baskets and containers. Some really big kind of like gourd skins, and it does look like it's all food storage.
And there's people coming and going, right?
There are goblins, yeah, periodically kind of coming in, putting something down. There's some folks, you see over here who are, working with fish. They've got like a drying rack, and they're kind of doing some of that activity. So they seem to be kind of like prepping or preserving the fish somehow, and then bringing the fish into the tent. And there's goblins kind of periodically coming and going.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave this tent, and I'm really curious about down south.
Okay.
I'm gonna head down there.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you see the three canoes. As you see, they're very kind of like wild-made canoes. They're not they're not worked wood canoes. They're made of like materials that you would find naturally within the jungle. So they're not particularly fancy. And then, yeah, this thing right here is basically a giant anthill. So,
Well, it looks tasty to you.
Yeah, I'm totally just bypassing that.
Tasty anthill. Nom 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 nom.
okay.
But ants.
All right. So you do see, as you kind of head further south, you see this over here is a makeshift cage. So it's a cage of bamboo that is kind of lashed together, but it seems to be empty at the moment.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go investigate the stuff really quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna look around and see what's in the containers, and if there's anything in the cage, like at the bottom.
You see some kind of some bones, small animal bones. That might be like a human-sized rib, actually. I'm not too sure about that. Around the cage, in the containers, there seems to be, and they look like two kind of very basic barrels, and it smells like you think it's water. Yeah, and then there's a basket of some kind of basic tools.
All right. Well, next I'm gonna head over to where the guards are.
Okay. So Let's see.
You could do it. Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Can I continue moving?
Sorry, can you what?
Continue to move.
Yes, yeah. So you're climbing up on this vast kind of. It's almost like a canvas that you'd put down on the ground for a tent, you know. But it's just made of like thick leaves and vines and creepers that are all woven together across this kind of this stretch of massive like bamboo kind of looking trunks. But the tent that you approach there, so it doesn't look any bigger than the other huts that are on top of this canvas. There are 2 goblins standing guard outside. If you're peeking your head kind of underneath the edge, you see 4 more regular looking goblins inside, and then 1 other kind of slightly differently dressed goblin. The 4 kind of normally dressed goblins seem to be kind of squabbling about stuff. Like there's like, oh wait, what languages do you speak? Just wondering if you
Probably
understand.
not those.
So
Elven, Common, and Sylvan.
Okay. So they seem to be kind of squabbling. Just the body language, and they're kind of having like a minor argument about stuff. You have no idea what. But there is kind of a more stately looking, if you could call it that, chair in this hut, and rather nice for goblin standards bedroll. You know, it's got some kind of nicer quality animal skins on there. Looks actually quite comfortable. You're kind of surprised by this, not quite what you expected from goblins. And sitting in this kind of nicer looking chair is a female goblin who is kind of more stately. Well, not stately, what's the word I'm looking for? She has a lot more kind of tribal gear on her than the others do. Here, let me show you a picture of her. She has her hair braided quite heavily. She has a staff in her hand. And let me show this to you. So this is kind of
Grab staff. Oh, whoa.
She's sitting, well, I mean, in this picture, right, she's kind of sitting, standing, crouching or whatever on this little pedestal thingy. But she's got like these red kind of robes on, but then around her neck and around her waist, she's got this very leafy decoration, that's clearly kind of taken from jungle plants. And then she's got these like little mask emblems as well, which look very similar to, remember the masks that you guys found on, or saw the other goblins wearing when you had that fight with them?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the emblems that it looks like are on her outfit there.
That looks like an amulet.
She looks like the top of a totem.
Make a perception check to see how much detail you see of her attire. So she does seem to be wearing a metal amulet. It looks, and this seems like a good possibility it's the one you're looking for, but you can't quite see if it if it matches the description exactly. So you're not 100% sure, but if you had to guess, you would say this is probably the same amulet.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I was trying to think if I should get closer. Yeah, I'm gonna head back and say I think I found the amulet.
I was so curious if you were gonna go for it.
Well, no, I'm gonna go closer, just a little bit closer, just see if I can see more.
Okay. I would say make a dexterity check. So wait, hang on though. Is this a lizard dexterity or?
Should be just hers.
Okay, thanks. So make a dexterity check. So just click on dexterity, and let's see if you can like.
Oh, that's a save. She was
Wrong
just
one.
meaning the actual, like, to the left of that, where your stats are. Click on the dexterity
Got
right
it.
there.
Okay. So yeah, there's some kind of other furniture in there. It's all kind of made of like bamboo and saplings from the jungle, you know. So it's all local, very local materials. Look at these goblins being all like eco-conscious. But
I don't think they have access to steam engines, so.
so you climb up on some of this furniture, perhaps, and you kind of trying to peer to get a closer look, and one of the 4 other goblins that's in there kind of flicks you. He makes a move to kind of flick you off like you would if there was like a big fly or something that's bothering you. He kind of swats you off the furniture like he's getting rid of a pest, you know.
Did I see anything before he flicked me off?
Well, make a dexterity save first of all to see if he does successfully swat you off. Okay. No, you don't manage to get a look at that any closer before he swats you away. Let me look. Hang on now. Let me see, like. Okay. And you do take from kind of. You fly through the air a little bit, actually, and then kind of tumble to the ground, and you do take 1 point of damage.
Uh-oh.
Which, luckily, lizards have 2. So that does kind of mean you have, like, 1 hit point left. And if you lose all your hit points as a lizard, then you automatically revert to being Callisto of the Bear Clan.
But she is Callisto of the Bear Clan.
All right, well, I'm going to head out now.
So that should be your cue to go.
Yep. I'm going to head back towards the others.
Okay.
I
edge
said,
of
think like, what would Valia do? But then again, that could equal back. So Valia would just backstab the poor thing.
Okay. So if you're not kind of stopping anywhere along the way, then yeah, you can make your way back across to the bank of the stream without any particular incident. So now what you doing now?
Yeah, so now I got to figure out how to get back over. We didn't really think this part through, did we?
I'd just look for her to show up where I dropped her.
So I'll make a perception check, see if you can spot this little green lizard in amongst the vegetation.
There she is. I don't know.
You keep pulling all lizards that you see over until...
Pretty much, if I see a lizard enter the general area where I dropped her off, then I'll pick her back, bring her back over.
This one could be Callisto. You don't know. I mean, while this has been going on, you know, Valia, you've been watching Ulfgar ferry lizards across the stream. Just randomly, this lizard, like, and nearby as well, you see, like, this, you occasionally see, like, Ulfgar just, you know, levitating a lizard across the stream, and then looking at it with anticipation, and then nothing happens. But this time, maybe something does happen.
just telling everyone, I think he's lost his mind.
Mm-hmm.
I never dubbed it.
Right, so he ferries me over.
Right, you over.
Mm-hmm.
There's
All
some
right.
very hungry-looking fish in the stream that IU is there.
And I set you down with the other lizards. It was a
This whole
good.
collection of proud lizards.
It's a good. It's a good choice.
All right, I am going to turn back into myself.
Okay.
And so,
Watch out for
guys,
the
I looked
lizards.
around.
Did you crush the other lizards?
Maybe one or two.
You just hear me go, no!
My kid!
Sorry, Valia.
The other ones
Was that
are
your
also
cousin?
harem.
So I tell them basically, so I went over there and I looked around and I think I found the amulet. I didn't get a super close look, before getting hurt. But it looked like, at least from the distance I was at, that it looked like the amulet we're looking for. It's on a female goblin who looks like she's sitting on something that may or may not be the throne. So she might be like a shaman or queen or something, and it's around her neck. So there is a bunch of them everywhere, and she's also guarded and has like 5 other guys with her in her hut.
Well, I'm open to suggestions. I've got some myself, but I'd like to hear what everybody has. How do you propose we obtain said amulet?
Going killing goblins.
Kind of figured you might suggest that. What else did you see in the camp? Anything of any note? Any captives or people?
No, they had a cage, but that looked like it could hold somebody who's captive, but there wasn't anyone in it. There was a bunch of bones, which could have been people at one point in time. But I didn't check out every hut. I just went to the one that was guarded because I thought that's where the important stuff would be.
Did you see a barracks or any kind of traps set up at the entryway to their encampment or anything?
Oh, I didn't even look. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. It's early days.
There's tripwires everywhere. I know that.
Oh, that's good to know.
Well, we saw them from across the river.
Right. That's still good to know. So, a rock, dragon bait, Tobias, Arthas, Callisto. Any suggestions on how best to obtain said amulet?
Flippy, do you have any suggestions?
I think Flippy might actually arrive at the same conclusion you did.
How many goblins are there?
Did you get any kind of count?
No. Perhaps you should not send me to be the scout next time.
You found what we were looking for. That's a good start.
There's 6 goblins in and around like the tent where the amulet is. That's all I got.
So we know at least 6 that we'll end up having to encounter for sure.
And you saw, Callisto, you saw quite a few like sitting on the canvas area. So they were, you saw more than a dozen sitting out there.
Can
There's a ton.
From where we're standing, can we see this canvased area? I mean, there's huts, I know, but...
So, if you want to kind of approach the stream bank, then you can do so, but you need to make a stealth roll to remain hidden while you're taking a look. So you can have a look, but it comes with a risk, you know.
So what is it that you're trying to see?
I was trying to see if we could see, the canvas area. I asked her, well, I guess I'm assuming you explained the little area where the huts are. And I asked you, do you know what the bottom is made of? As you said, it looked like a canvas. All right, I will just move to the edge of the bank. Nope. Okay, well, we're fighting goblins.
Just make like an alligator.
Trying to slip down, like kind of slipped into the water just a little bit, all stealthy like.
Doesn't work.
Oh, my stealth is broken today.
So you do see, yeah, I mean, as you approach the stream bank and you're kind of standing there trying to have a look, it becomes fairly obvious that the goblins are aware of your presence. You don't really notice like what it is that triggers them, but suddenly they are all kind of like there's a bunch of them standing at here. Actually, let me just position.
They've only seen me, right?
Yes, they've only
Okay.
seen you.
All right, I just kind of whispered. They've only seen me. You guys kind of hang there.
Sorry for all the tippy taps.
Impatient puggies.
Impatient puppy. Yeah. Hang on, let me position a bunch of these guys. No. What you want for dinner?
While she's going down being detected by goblins, I'm like talking about how I could make myself look like a goblin and I could like try and go in and negotiate for it or something.
So, and what do you want to give them in exchange? The last thing they might want is that jag that we scavenged from Camp Righteous.
Oh, that's a good point. We could offer up a trade.
So there's the group that you see kind of, and again, you're not really sure like what triggered it, but suddenly they are like assembling at the front of the canvas. So they seem to be quite well aware of your presence.
Like, there's more than 5. I guess I'll just kind of hang out there at the edge where I'm at. I mean, they're probably going to start throwing spears at me, but
They do seem to be like on the defensive for sure. I think they're ready to.
I just wave. They've already seen me. I just wave. Hi, goblins.
Crap. This isn't going according to plan. We didn't even have time for a plan. Come on, get up the tippy taps. Okay. Whoa, watch it. Hold on.
I just kind of quietly tell you guys, just y'all don't move. They haven't seen you guys yet, as far as I can tell. They've only seen me.
So they're acting defensively, but they don't seem to be like proceeding out or anything. They're just kind of hanging out back there.
Callisto, can you turn into another alligator? Or something like that, or a crocodile, or some kind of bigger reptilian like that?
I can, yes.
What if I made myself to look like a really big, like Oompa Loompa, like they worship over there or something? Or I could make myself look like the golem, even. Just a smaller version, maybe. I don't think I want to scare them away quite so greatly, but we could. I could cross riding you like they do at that statue, and then we could offer up a trade for the urn, for that amulet. Ulfgar is looking to see your expression because you have the urn.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and submerge myself under the water.
We could have
I was
her.
gonna say, shouldn't you be carrying me on your back?
Whatever works. It doesn't matter.
No, I meant as a crocodile.
The idea is, if I use an illusion to make myself look like something else, I can't keep up the illusion that my illusion is dripping water. If it's not dripping off of the illusion, it's dripping off of me.
Yeah, I can turn into whatever you'd like, and take you wherever you'd like to go.
How big do you think the goblin big boss was? About the size of me. Kashka, little help.
No, she didn't actually look any bigger than the other goblins. She was just better dressed.
Okay. I guess.
I ducked under the water. Can I move forward just a little bit?
See, Tobias, Arak, I'm thinking if things go south, you just fly right in, and we start going like whirling dervish on them. you see if you can get Artis and Dragon Bait across or something. You know, if possible. Or maybe
If possible.
yeah, I'm thinking you bring up the cavalry, so to speak.
They haven't seen the rest of us.
Right,
Just
but
her.
we need to back her up right now, and I'm thinking if I go in with you two and myself, looking like a goblin, maybe we could trade in without scaring them off. You up for it?
Sure. I'll turn into a crocodile.
Wait! Before you do,
But
can I have the urn, please?
oh, sure.
They see me go under the water.
Yes, they do see you go under the water, and what just happened?
Oh.
Hang on.
Oh,
Let me try that again.
I see. NPCs just jumped on, and a rock just showed up. Good timing.
Okay. No, stop it! Oh my gosh. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Why? Oh.
Better yet, maybe Arak and Tobias, you two could get people in at the northwest side across the river so that we can quickly attack if needs be. Or at least cause a distraction so we can escape if things go awry, because I don't know if we can take this many. What do you think, Tobias?
I have no better idea.
Okay.
We're splitting the party again?
Of course. It worked last time. I just need to make sure I roll 20 3 or 4 times in a row.
Alright, so I'm just going to put you guys on the edge here because,
All right.
well, actually, Valerie, you're probably slipping down in the water there, but
What could possibly go wrong?
but right now, you're kind of talking off the map, so I'm just going to put you all on the edge there for now. Alright, so Valerie, yeah, when you slip down into the water, there's some activity, but you are down in the water, so I'm not exactly sure that you'd be able to see what's going on.
Don't believe so. Let me double check, but
So, no,
I can hold my breath up to 15 minutes. So,
she's doable. That's like
you have
old
danger sense. I can sense when they're getting close to me. Yeah, I'll just kind of see if I can slowly move. I guess just a little bit closer.
Okay.
All right.
Anybody else doing anything for the moment?
Yes. I would like to try and use Major Image to mask my own self. I can actually have it make sound. It can move along with me, generate smells, everything like that. But I would like to try and have it so that I look like a goblin. A big beefy goblin, because obviously I'm like dwarf size. But dressed similarly to the others, but maybe slightly different, like another forest clan or something like that. Specifically, if the shield I have actually looks different from their garb, then that would work well. But I have a feeling that it's the same, so I might like alter that to look slightly different as well.
Okay.
And then I would want to get on the back of the alligator, or crocodile, or what is it you turned into, Callisto?
Crocodile.
And try and cross the river about where Valia went in.
You know, had you told me that plan before I slipped under the water, I could have done it. Because I don't, you know, my face doesn't exactly look like a lizard anymore since I got my totem. I look more like a crocodile. Just saying.
I've got many things that I could say.
Callisto
I'm trying not to metagame right now.
Shapeshift.
I'm trying not to metagame right now, so I'm doing this on the fly. So we try crossing. I don't know what Valia does at this point. If you surface or not, or
We can go try to look for her.
I prefer to try and stay up at the surface.
Okay.
I want to be visible. And I've got the urn under my arm, of course.
I'm just kind of under the water, moving to the bank to see if any of them are going to get close enough to where I might be able to grab one.
They are moving, because this is kind of a bit of a rise right here where this rock is. You know, the ground kind of like goes up a little bit, and then this is like a steeper kind of drop off down to the water level of the stream. Right. So yeah, there's a little group of them moving. You can kind of see like their heads are poking up, peering down into the water to see where you went. They kind of like lost sight of you behind this mound. So they've sent up a few to have a look, see what you're up to. But yeah, you do see kind of beside you this crocodile. Well, Callisto, could you put your token like where you, like as a crocodile, right? Like where you, okay.
Because I'm gonna have to
yeah,
go
you
all
see.
the way down.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to go swim all the way down to where the boat ramp is to be able to get up. So I figure we could pass by her on the way.
Mm-hmm.
You're being so difficult. Yeah, Valerie, you see right next to you, this crocodile kind of swims up.
Would you see my feet on either side of it too?
So are you are riding the crocodile, like as soon as you enter the water? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, you see a crocodile with, and your major image is in action immediately as well.
Oh yeah. I make sure to. I want it to try and be as close to my skin as possible, so I don't give away too much. But at the same time, I need to look like a goblin. So, like, if they reach for my really long ears, they will probably notice it's not there.
Okay. So Valia, you see a crocodile swimming along the surface of the top of the stream, and two goblin feet, like, you know, either side, because this crocodile is being ridden by a goblin from first glance.
I grab the foot and pull it in.
Okay.
Thinking it's a goblin, I grab its foot and pull it in.
Which is me, of course. It seems to taste like a boot, not a goblin foot. Stop that.
So, I'm Valia, you're like in your usual like shape, right? So yeah, this hand, Ulfgar, his hand just grabs your foot and pulls you into the water. Can you, I think like maybe oppose strength checks because Vali, you're trying to pull the goblin into the water, and Ulfgar, you're trying to stay on top of the crocodile.
Woohoo! Here we go. 10.
What could possibly go wrong?
I told you. What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, you got so lucky.
Does the boot come off?
Wait, what is your strength?
I get a -1 to strength.
What is the +1 from?
What is the +1 from?
Anyway, it doesn't. I mean, that one doesn't make a difference this time.
Yeah.
So a hand grabs your foot and tries to pull you in, but you stay, kind of holding on to the croc.
I kind of feel the fight on my back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of like, I just kind of nudge her just a little bit, but not like hard, just so that she can hopefully maybe figure out it's me. Not spear me.
And Vali, why don't you make an investigation check as well against Ulfgar's spell DC to see if you.
Ooh.
Okay, no. This looks like a goblin.
Yeah. So okay, I guess I will swim up on the bank. I will surface on the bank because at this point I'm probably gonna have to anyway. And look at it and try to. I know I see the 3 up at the top. I know they see me now, but just kind of stand there like, what the hell's going on?
As soon as she would surface so that I think she could hear me, I would call out Valia's name in Ulfgar's voice.
Okay. So the goblins are shouting to you, Ulfgar, though, in Goblin, saying, "Who are you? What do you want? Who is this that's with you? Explain!"
Which...
So this is going on, and then Valia pulls your foot. You manage to stay mounted.
So I say Valia, and then I say in Goblin, which I don't know if she understands, but I then say, behave. And I look over at the others that are on the bank and say... Oh, I see a pug going down. And say, I'm Chugga Chugga. I have no idea. I'm coming up with this stuff. Chugga Chugga. I got a pug. And I'm saying this in Goblin. I come for trade.
Sorry, make a deception check.
Okie doke. Oh, thank goodness that natural 1 is on the second die.
I'm just yelling, I could have killed you!
And I'd call to her and say, come with us, in common.
Guess I'll slowly move along the bank.
They ask, "Who is this?" They're pointing at Valia.
I'd say in Goblin, Valia, she guards me, sometimes a little too well.
Hang on, they're gonna make a what's the need to look at. They're gonna make an investigation check because they are looking at you pretty closely.
Okay.
Let me look.
The DC is actually 15. I don't know if my page has been updated yet because I didn't level my character up all the way yet. Sorry. The spell DC is 15 though.
So they don't have a bonus to this. So we're just gonna do 3d20 and see if any of them manage to get above 15.
Oof.
No, they're all.
Oh, okay.
Those are like the individual rolls, right?
Okay.
So no, they're all believing your illusion so far. They say, which tribe are you with?
From the south. I am my own tribe.
They say, we have no interest in trading with a no-name tribe.
I am Chugga Chugga tribe. You will listen.
We will not.
I hold up this. I hold up the
Be
urn.
gone.
I hold up the urn when I say it, and say, "Great magic can be had."
You see them kind of look at each other.
I yell, pour some wine out of it for their homies. Just tell them, I said, show them the wine, pour it out.
That only works once a day, though, doesn't it?
To pour it all out.
Yeah. So I'd be like, I want to wait to show to their boss.
So while this is going on, Tobias, what are you up to?
I'm waiting on the river of the bank of the river.
Okay. Are you hiding
Because-
while you're doing this, or?
Yeah, with Artus and Dragonbait.
Okay. So let's make some stealth rolls for these guys and see if.
Half-hatched plans always go well. I think you guys should just raid the food tent while we've got them distracted.
Right. They're climbing up the bank over there.
Okay, so Artis is okay, and I just closed the sheet by accident. I hate it when I do that.
Wow.
Oops.
Twins. Hey, you. Good girl.
An Arak.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So they're oblivious to everyone except you, Tobias. And they say to you, Ulfgar, they say, why do you travel with a human?
What, a human? Do I see what they're seeing? I guess?
Yeah, because they're actually motioning up to Tobias.
I'm just doing a gesture. Go on.
Oh, shit.
Am I at a good spot where I can kind of slowly start walking up that hill?
Yes, you could definitely. But they, as you get closer, they're bringing out their spears and weapons.
I'd say, I don't travel with human in Goblin. Which I don't know if anybody else speaks Goblin, but I still say it.
You say that you don't travel with a human?
Right. Because I totally just, I don't know. I panicked. I absolutely panicked.
Okay. They say lies, and they start calling to their backup. Basically.
I immediately attack the one in front of me with my spear.
Okay. All right.
I shout out loud and say, "He make big magic." You back off. I don't know.
Big boom.
All right. So I think we need to.
So yeah, I'd rather fight the one in front of me.
I know. Let's see.
Right. So yeah, we need to roll initiative at this point.
Let's see if I can highlight Ulfgar. There we
Goblins,
go.
of course. Complete crap.
Initiative.
Their initiative.
Bom, bom, bom.
I just forgot to. Did I select? No, I totally didn't.
Have we moved further down?
You're down close to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely could have.
Yeah, I think we're probably about there. Because she was right next to us the whole time, more or less. Or we were right next to her, to be more accurate.
As artists, and then Dragonbane.
Somebody's gonna have to carry Flippy across the water.
He's like a duck. He can just kind of, duck paddle across.
Is there anybody else that we need in here? Let's add. Whoop. No, not that. I'm sure we're gonna just move her to the token light because Callista did see where she is. So let's. Sorry, 1 sec. Almost there. This. And then initiative for grab stuff.
Wow.
Seriously, what the hell? Right. So let's sort these descending. Okay, so there we go. So Valia just attacked that goblin. So Valia, can you make your attack roll, please?
Get him.
This poor goblin. They're gonna regret waking up this morning.
That or we will.
My rolls are horrible today.
Can
I use my luck?
Yeah, go for it. That hits. Everything in this goblin is about to. Yep. That goblin is dead.
Wow.
Okay. And I have another action. I'll move up to the second one and do the same thing.
So, okay. That misses.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So then let's start at the top of the round. That was kind of a surprise action from Valia.
Yeah, it was. Yes.
Over. So, Ulfgar, you're with Callista, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, your turn.
You are on the left of the screen.
Yeah, I did. Oh, well, I mean, I'm
goblin give out this blood-curdling wail as it was bitten in two, basically.
Yeah.
And
I just encourage Callisto to continue moving forward up onto the bank and call and say, Chugga Chugga clan have a name? We Chugga Chugga! You respect me! I don't know. I don't know. I'm like trying to go with goblin logic and it's just wasted on me being a dwarf. So I'm just... And once she gets up on the shore, which I know I need to wait for that, I'll just get off of her and let her do her own thing. And then I just kind of will wait there, just kind of like shouting and yelling and stuff, telling people that I'm basically wasting my turn. So yeah.
okay.
Trying to salvage this wreck of a non-existent plan. So.
Okay. All right. So Eric, yeah, you guys are just the other side of
river. So Arok is going to grab Artus and move him around here.
Okay. So Eric's kind of picking Artus up
and flying over the tripwires.
Okay. Artus is like, whoa! As he's picked up.
Hang on!
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You want to put your token where you're going to land? Okay. I'm going to put Artus right next to you. Okay. Is there anything you want to do? And that's kind of your movement, but you could certainly
I would like to head back for Dragon Bait.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the stream isn't particularly wide. But that would kind of be the end of your movement going there and back again. I think, right? Or,
that will be it.
okay. Right. Then Balia, back up to you.
I'm gonna try to bite that one again.
Okay.
She's so hungry.
I'll use my last luck of the day.
Oh, I forgot you had luck.
Yep.
Oh, such a good skill.
So he takes a serious wound, but is still standing. Blood is like kind of pouring from his mouth. This thick black kind of goblin blood.
And my second attack.
He's coughing, and yeah, that hits as well. And you finish him.
The movement will be right in front of this guy where he can't run off.
Okay. Alrighty. Callisto.
I'm going to start moving towards the guys near the boat.
Okay. You can probably reach them
Okay.
if you want. I don't know how close you want to get. But,
I get off on the shore.
okay.
And then I will go ahead and attack this guy
Okay.
with my big jaws.
All right. Right. Fighting.
But I forgot how to do that again.
Hang on. Let me grab crocodile.
Crocagator. Crocagator. What?
So for a bite, you get a +4 to hit, and you get 1d10 plus 2 as your damage. So you can do like 1d20 plus 4 for your roll to hit him. Perfect. That hits. And then...
So 1d10?
Yep, 1d10 plus 2 for the damage. Yeah, that you murder. That goblin is murdered.
Gulp. Swallow whole? What? Wait, swallow whole?
At this point, the remaining goblins, by the way, are screaming and yelling. And it's quite clear that the village is now under attack. Flippy is over here doing tippy taps. Like he's like you can see Balia and he's doing this like, on the other side of the stream, like, how do I get across? He's like putting his foot in the water, like thinking about like busting a move. So yeah, he's contemplating trying to cross, but doesn't actually do so this turn. Then the goblins are all going to move up. So these 4 that are currently in this tent will bust a move.
Oh.
So they're going to kind of run out the door, and then let's see how far they can go. I think the guys at the front can just reach you, but the guys that are further back in the tent are going to be behind. So like this, and then these guys are going to be a little bit further back, like that. And then these guys.
You wanted a good fight.
So then, yeah, okie dokie. So here come these guys. Guy's gonna bust a move in behind you. And then these guys are all gonna move up as well. Ooh, come up. Oh, a little bit of lag on the website. Oop, and whoop. And then behind, do this. I need to zoom out a little bit so I can get everything. Okay, that's good. Okay. So there's the rest of the population. And let's see. So children are moving back in fear.
Jeez.
There's one jumps into the tent. He's quite afraid. This one's jumping into this tent. So there's the children here that are gonna move out.
This is not going well.
Nope.
And then these guys are going to move up.
I have not been using my unarmed strike.
We've been having.
Oops.
We've had better plans.
Actually, that was probably a bit far for that one, wasn't it? Maybe a long way there.
Technically, being seen was my fault.
Is there supposed to be a number 3 on there?
Number 3 on where? Oh, here? Oh, that's just, yeah, I can put that back to the gym. I accidentally unhid that when it's just a key for me to know, like, which tents are which. But that's really the only 10 that is important, so. See,
So are they breaking all their tripwires as they're running out?
No. They wouldn't have any tripwires on this canvassy bit. But no, these guys are well aware of where the tripwires are.
Well, I mean, are they taking them down as they run through?
Maybe.
I mean, it would be funny if they hit their own tripwire, but I'm pretty sure they're hopefully smart enough to at least disarm them.
If they are hitting their tripwires, you're not seeing any effect from that actually.
Right.
So. Okay, I think that's everybody moved.
Yay.
The queen does kind of like exit her hut to see what's going on. Without you guys are kind of in a bit. Okay. All right. So that's the goblins' movement, but now we have quite a few to attack. So let's start with the ones on Callisto. So we have 4 within striking distance of Callisto. So they have scimitars. So let's start with the one that's kind of behind you, in between the canoes. So he does 15 hit you as a croc? Hang on.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's 12.
So that's 8 points of damage from the first goblin.
Oh dear.
With his scimitar. Then this one is also going to swipe at you, but he misses. This one is also going to. Okay, so he does. How many hit points does a croc have?
19.
19 total.
Okay.
I'm keeping track.
Thank you. And then this one also has.
Yeah, so I'm back to me.
Oh jeez.
All right. This one is not really within range, so. Okay, so let's move over here then. So we've got 3 attacking Valia. Let's do this guy first. He misses. This guy is gonna be next. He also misses.
Keep that up. I like this.
He actually hits.
20 hit. Okay. And I think that's everybody within stabbing range. Okay. So the stabbing is complete.
Suddenly, I'm thinking we should have sent the Zentarum here.
Alright, I think that's the goblin's turn complete then. Okay, so to Tobias then.
Help!
So I have pretty good view from the back of the river, so I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on this one.
Oh, awesome. He's safe across the water and he can still run away.
Wait, sorry, could you show me which one you're casting it again? I missed.
This one.
Okay, cool. Alright, go for it.
Attack spells. Oh, I was still forgetting how to spell say this. It's supposed to be here. Spells. Guiding Bolt and. God damn it! What is it?
The spell attack bonus, or
Guiding Bolt.
it
So
should be
that
on your spells tab on the top right there. It'll tell
Yeah,
you.
spell attack bonus is for casting ability charisma. What? I
so you
supposed to.
do like 1d20 plus 4 to see if you hit him?
Yeah.
Okay. Rolls. 1d20 plus 4.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That
that
hit?
hits. That hits. And for the damage, let me
And
just
yeah,
find this spell.
Come on, max damage. Max damage.
He targets 4d6 radiant damage.
Boop, boop, boop.
I'm casting this on the first level, so there will be 4. Okay.
Okay.
It's a bit of overkill.
Nice.
Yep. Yep, so Valia, you see one of the goblins next to you just turns into this pile of ash, basically. The steering bolt hits his body, and his whole body kind of like turns white hot, and then just disintegrates into like ash and charred remains in front of you.
A little
And the
overcooked.
other goblins look very afraid.
A little overcooked.
I just smile like real big at them, all bloody mouth and everything.
Anything else you would like to do, like for your bonus action or movement, or?
I'm not sure if I will be able to cross the river. Or am I?
You could. I mean, it's a stream, right? So it's kind of you could like wade through. I'm gonna say like you'd be at half your movement. So,
How far is this? This is 20 feet.
so you could get most of the way across this turn, and then next turn you'd have to like get out of the water, and you could proceed.
Carry Flippy across.
Do you really want Flippy to die that badly?
I'm picturing when you say that, I'm picturing Link with the chicken. You know.
Oh yeah.
He jumps and he gets like this little flappy flap 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 flap
Yes.
floating
I
down.
need my hands to cast the spell.
The spell is called Flippy.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm halfway of the stream. Okay.
Okay then. So let's see. So Artis is completely like and he yells out, "No, please stop!" And he moves up a little bit. And let's see, what languages does he speak? He does. So you hear him saying Goblin. He yells out in Common and in Goblin, you know, asking, you know, please stop, please. You know, it's like, we don't need to, you know, resolve in violence. He's kind of trying to diffuse the situation a little. And is not going to take any kind of attack action this time. Let me just look. Hang on 1 second, I'm just checking out the queen to see. Okay. All right. So that's Artus's turn. The queen's doing some stuff. Not really sure that any of you can really see what she's up to. It's quite a distance away, and there's some huts and trees in between most of you, and an ant hill in between Callisto and the queen. So yeah, I think you're not really aware of what her actions are. Dragonbait is anybody close to Dragonbait can smell a strong smell of roses.
Roses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's also not going to take any action this turn. He hears Artus yelling, and is kind of going to follow Artus's lead. All right, Ulfgar.
Ulfgar is going to move up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's good area, so he's fairly visible. And shouting, stop, no kill. Just want to trade in Goblin, and also he shouted in Common as well.
Okay.
No fight, no die. He's also saying, I guess.
Okay.
Because he's still got the image going up.
Yep.
Unless you want me to roll a concentration for Valia's grabbing my boot. Because that might have changed. I mean, it wouldn't have changed anything so far, but it would at this point, I think.
Yeah, please do, actually.
All right.
We really should.
I don't have a concentration check. What do I do? It's just a constitution, I think.
Yeah.
So is it a constitution save then? Sorry.
That's all right.
Something I haven't actually... I don't usually do concentration spells for this exact reason.
Concentration. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 5. So the illusion came off. And I'm a giant dwarf. I'm a regular dwarf.
Boom, boom, boom. Giant dwarf comes through the camp.
I don't know that actually would have changed my outlook. I'm still holding the urn, shouting in Goblin and Common. No fight, no die. Just want to trade. No attack.
Okay.
Keeping it very simple. Making himself very visible.
Okay. The goblins in front of you say, "Leave now, dwarf! Why do you come here to kill us?"
Just want to trade.
They're motioning to their dead friends. Yeah, I mean, this is like 6 seconds, right? So we can't have a full conversation. Right. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Nope. Sadly.
Okay. All right.
He's ever the diplomat if possible, so... Much to Valia's, frustration.
So Erog is going to traverse with Dragonbait, leaving him next to the Artus.
Okay. Okie doke. So that's kind of your movement.
For my action, I'm actually no clue what to do. After what Ulgar said.
You can sacrifice your action to do more movement if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in that case, I'm going to grab Tobias from the river and grab him over there.
Okay. Sounds good.
And unfortunately, Flippy have to be left behind.
Oh no.
He's safer.
It's probably safer that way.
We shall see.
Let's bring a giant chicken into a goblin encampment. What could go wrong?
Oh, here we go. $1 million question. What does Bahalia do?
First, artist, why do you want to stop us killing them? They're ready to attack us. But I guess it's about as much as I can get out. So I'll attack that one.
Oh, that misses.
You'll.
That hits.
Oh, I was about to say you'll threaten that one. Okay, no, never mind.
And that one's dead.
And I'll look at this one in front of me, and I'll just swipe him. I'll do my unarmed attack against him.
This is all part of the plan. So confusing.
He's lucky I missed.
You going for any movement, or you staying where you are?
I'm just gonna stand where I'm at.
Okay. Alright, over to you, Callisto.
I'm going to turn into a weasel and try to scurry past these guys over to Ulfgar.
Okay. Let's see. So there's probably like 2 of them. Yeah, let me look up Weasel. See if they get. What I'm worried about is you getting past them without.
Can I climb over the boat?
You could just
Yeah.
do a disengage as well,
Yeah.
but then you can't
I'll do that.
transform.
Yeah, I'll just disengage and hope they don't try to kill me.
So yeah, disengaging will it basically lets you kind of move past them without them taking an attack of opportunity.
Yes,
so
that's what I'm
able
going to do.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. All right. So yep. Then you can disengage and move your regular movement. Okay. You still have a bonus action left if there's anything you would like to use that for.
No, I think I'm good for now.
Okay. All right. Flippy is gonna start trying to move through the water.
Paddle, paddle, paddle.
So he's kind of like doing this like awkward paddly walk thing through the water. He's not quite sure if he can swim or not, but luckily the stream isn't super deep, so it's just kind of difficult terrain.
I hear there's crocodiles and lizard folk in it though, so.
All right. Now we're up to the goblin's turn. Okay. So let's see. Let's move first. So these goblins. Let's see. Is that about right? No, let me. Little too much. Little too much. So these goblins are pulling back. Oop. Oop. Sorry, my mouse is being weird. Come on. There we go. That goes there. And this guy. Guy goes there-ish. Okay, and then this one is going to use his bonus action to this one here. Going to use his bonus action to disengage and use the rest of his action to run the fuck away. So let's see. Hang on, how far can he get? Okay, so he can get up to his pal there. So he's loading this way. And then these two are also using kind of the... Actually, yeah, everybody would, because they can use their action as well. So everybody is kind of... Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. Sorry. I just want this dude. They're kind of forming up in the center of this canvas.
It's difficult not to metagame what might happen soon.
Sorry. And you see, hang on one sec, let me
Fireball.
look at this. Okay, you see one guy pulling out to go see like who's who. Let me zoom in. That might help. Is it regular? Yep, okay. So this guy here has to move over here. And you see him, well, actually no, you don't see him because he's too far away at this point.
Something happens over here you don't know about.
Yeah, some shenanigans, goblin shenanigans, no doubt.
Goblinigans.
Okay. So that's the goblin's turn.
No totem stacks? So weird.
No totem stacks. They're busy. They're busy. Go away. So Tobias.
So most of them are dead. Yeah, most of them that are close by are dead.
Yes.
Do I see what is going on actually? Or...
You see there's all of the goblins now basically are standing on this green canvas in the center of their camp. They have their weapons drawn and out towards the group of you, and they're all kind of looking at you warily. And they all seem to be like standing in a very defensive way towards you.
They suddenly have gone Spartan. They've got a giant shield wall.
I wish I would have some sort of fire magic stuff. I would just set this on fire. Actually, what I could do. Actually, Valia was hurt, right?
Oh,
or
yeah.
she wasn't.
No, I think Valia got stabbed like about 30 times, right?
Yeah,
Only once.
Only once.
Yeah, only once this round.
You do.
Yeah, I'm good.
Not that I want to like provoke, but your guiding bolt actually reaches 120 feet.
Yeah, I know that there are some trees on the way.
Well, you still have your movement as well.
And actually, I don't think I will be able to hit this guy from that far. It's a little bit too far.
No, like she said, you wouldn't really be able to see what he's doing anyway, so...
Yeah, beside the fact that we didn't see him,
Yeah.
like you said. Mm. And that's radiant damage, so I can't set this on fire.
Yeah, magic missile doesn't really set things on fire. It's like a magical energy ball, like a Hadouken.
Yeah, Hadouken.
They're regrouping for a charge.
Backwards charge. More or less.
Just ready your spear.
One question to our DM. Do I see the overall look of this village like is displayed on the upper right corner of this canvas?
So you do see, you do see there's like from kind of the east of the village, there is like this tree that's bent over, and appears to be attached by rope to points on the canvas. So yes, you do. So it's bent over, and you can see rope like attaching like around the edges, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of at these points.
And how far is that?
Oh, and from you to the first rope, to the closest rope. Well, I think there's one right here, right? So it's like 60 feet.
Actually, I will be able to target all of them.
Oh, like to the center? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to aim to the center of this knot.
Okay.
Up above the canvas.
Okay. And what are you wanting to hit it with?
Guiding bolts.
Guiding
Yeah, to see if that cause any damage to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So make your roll the 1d20 plus 4 to see if you hit it. Yeah, you hit it. And then do your damage. See if you destroy the knot. Yes. So the knot is destroyed. So you see that the tree that was bent over snaps back, and the vine ropes that were all tied from the edge of it, kind of just all collapse to the ground, and a massive outcry from the goblins at this. It's like
I wanted to slingshot some goblins.
they wanted to slingshot some goblins.
They were gonna slingshot themselves.
I was so ready. I was like, Goblin Rocket is blasting off again.
So yeah, their outcry is one of like.
Oh no!
Yes, exactly. Oh shit! Yeah.
Trade now?
Okay. So yeah, I think that's probably. Do you want to do any movement at all? Or?
No. I would like to stay where I am.
Okay. So Artis just stands kind of completely in shock at what just happened. He's not going to take any action this turn. He and Dragonbait are just really unsure about this whole situation. And Queen Grabstab, she's I don't think you can really see. There's quite a few goblins between you and her, and the hut and some trees as well. So really difficult to see what she's up to. So we're going to bypass these turns and go to somebody who does make an independent decision, and that is Olgar.
So let's see how far I can walk. 25 feet. So he will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Walk forward, holding out the urn, and say, just saying in Goblin and Common, trade for amulet, and we leave you alone.
You can, and as you get closer, you can hear, so the goblins are all like up in arms. You just broke their super smart contraction,
Yep.
their escape mechanism. They're not very happy about that. But in the background, you can hear goblin children wailing in fear.
Yep.
They're crying and sobbing. Most of them are huddled. As you get closer, you can see most of them are huddled around one particular hut. And there's a lot of like crying and wailing from these goblin children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, they're not really able to respond to that question right away.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, I just wait there patiently.
Okay. Alright, how about Erok? What's he up to?
He decides to fly next to the Olgar just to give him a little bit of backup, and he'll be holding his action.
Okay. And Valley, how about you?
I guess I will move 40. On my way by, I'll tell artists, if you can negotiate with them, then get up there and negotiate with them. If not, then it's probably not going to go well.
Okay.
And that's all I got. I can't do an action. I'm too far.
You're too poor.
Too far.
Oh, I was like, you're too poor for an action.
Actions now. We now have microtransactions within Two Finalization, so
Right.
actions do actually cost gold pieces. So, so Olgar, you currently owe. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Callisto.
I'm just moving. That's it.
Okay. Flippy is like, I'm out of the water. Where'd she go? He's like looking around for you. Valia. Okay. The goblins themselves, they're bunching up around the front here as best they can. So they're forming like a little wall between you and their queen and their children and their lives. So yeah, these guys are all going to kind of move up to make this wall as solid as possible. So these children are going to run over here. This goblin is going to kind of stand here-ish. Goblin is going to run down the end here. Good, right there. Okay. This child is going to run into the middle here. Okay. I think that's good. Let's see. Anybody else that needs to be moving? This guy is like, what the fuck? He's like, why did I run over there? Now has nothing to do, so heads back into the center. Okay. So that's their turn. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Maybe these two move forward a little bit. Okay. Alright. Tobias.
I'm going to move a little bit closer.
Okay.
Zero.
It's ginger.
No, gotta go fast.
I'm gonna go fast, and that'll be it.
Okay. Oh, I missed Artist. So Artist is gonna move up, and can he move up that far? I just moved him. I was just like, he's gotta move. Maybe not quite that far. He's kind of like here. And says to the goblins, please, please, he's talking in goblin as well, saying, please, we didn't, it wasn't our intention to harm you. We don't, we don't intend to do any more harm. Please, allow us to speak.
Sorry for the noise, people.
And actually, he is going to see if he can persuade. He is fairly charismatic. So I'm gonna do. 4 bonus. So yeah, he seems to kind of get through to them a little. Trying to persuade them. Okay, so the queen, where is she? She's in this mess in the middle somewhere. So she steps in front of the group of children and says, "What do you want? Why did you kill us?" And Dragonbait is not going to take any action because he is not charismatic at all. So over to Ulfgar to parlay with the queen, perhaps.
Your clan attacked us twice. I don't allow a third time. But I am here to make a trade for your amulet. I offer you an urn that will give you forever fluids. Or liquids, or whatever. Wine. Forever wine. Once a day. In exchange. And we will leave you alone. And I say all that in Goblin, of course.
Okay. So before we kind of continue like rocking through the turns here, is it anybody? I mean, I guess let's have this conversation, right? And I don't want to have to like flip through everybody's turn, so let's just like continue this conversation without worrying about turn order. But then if you want to kind of, we decide that it's time to behead all the goblins, then we will kind of need to get back into turn order. So, so let's do the conversation for now, and then we can switch back to initiative order if we need to.
Okay. Would you like some tea? I've got a little. No, sorry, wrong conversation.
You're right there.
Yes. Go on. Get back on your bed.
Okay. So So the queen is like, you make no sense. She says, you murder my friends, and now you want to trade? She says, who does this?
I say, we could take. I offer exchange.
What do you want in exchange?
Your amulet. I point to the whatever is like on her, like this, I guess, because I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know if I have a good view of her. I probably don't with the teepee in front of me. I might, since we're talking, I might actually like kind of move so that I can see her.
Yeah. Yeah, she would do the same as well. She kind of wants to make eye contact with whoever she's talking to. So it's like,
and you no longer attack us.
She says, you invaded our home.
You invaded ours.
Make a deception check.
I was like, try not to laugh. I was just like, oh. I mean, I'd offer to talk to her, but I'm a little bit covered in their blood,
As you usually are. Wouldn't want
She
you any
says-
other way.
She says,
I continue by saying, we just want passage.
she says, biting ants never attack dwarves. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hold the shield up. It's a goblin shield. One that I took from the previous group leader that attacked us.
She says, this is a different tribe. What do you mean?
I thought it was the same. Okay.
So they're the same type of goblins, but, not necessarily pals.
Okay, I'll kind of play it on the fly then and say, consider it a warning then.
She says, why do I need this thing? She's motioning to your urn.
You don't. I just offer it as an attempt to try and come to terms. However that translates in goblin.
She says, if I give you my amulet, you give me the urn and you leave?
Yes.
She studies you very, very intensely.
I then motion all of us. You don't attack us anymore, we don't attack you.
Make a persuade check.
Okay. Ooh.
Nothing's happening. So she motions for some of these goblins to move out of the way. And these guys do kind of back up a little bit so that she can get through. And she kind of steps forward to you, and she's looking around at her family and says, she says, dwarves are cruel, and takes off her amulet, and she says, she holds it out and says, you leave. And she's clearly kind of waiting for, like, some action to indicate that you will actually leave.
Okay. I will. So she took the amulet off and set it down?
No, she's holding it like it was on like a little kind of grass rope around her neck.
Okay.
And she's holding it by this grass rope. She's kind of holding it up, and she says, she's kind of offering it, but not putting it down, saying, you leave.
I walk forward and holding the urn up in like the opposite hand so we could feasibly like trade the items and say, speak into urn what you want, like wine. It will make it for you once a day. And I take the amulet if she'll let me, and let go of the urn if she'll take it.
She said she doesn't let go of the amulet. She says, you're not leaving.
You give amulet.
She lets go of the amulet.
Okay. Then does she actually motion to take the urn?
Not yet. She's staring at you.
Sorry. I didn't know if she was reaching for it at the same time or something. I set the urn down and I start walking away with the amulet.
Okay.
Full back turned and everything. Don't even look at her anymore.
Yep. The rest of you see she's looking, like her eyes are flicking from person to person within the group, waiting.
Wolfgar's kind of like saying under his breath, go, go, go.
I'll follow him.
Grab Flippy.
Or Flippy's like, I just made it.
Right. I'm here. Oh.
I was waiting for Valia to just like. I'm still waiting for you to just die, like crowd surf into these goblins.
It's very tempting. I just take a step backwards and watch, waiting for everybody else to move.
She's just still standing there.
Sorry, I'm not.
Queen Grabstab is just standing there stoically, and the other goblins are still. There's barely they're barely even breathing while they're waiting to see if you leave or not. It's like they're kind of just holding their breath, waiting. And the front group is completely silent, but in the back of the group you can still hear the children are sobbing and wailing and frightened. And...
Oh God! What have we done?
I just wanted to eat goblin children.
Mission accomplished.
I still would have eaten the goblin children.
So I've got the amulet, yeah.
Yep,
It looks like the one in the book and everything.
It does look like the one in the book. It even says "born" on the front.
Oh, okay. Good.
It's scratched in goblin. No, I'm just kidding. No, it looks very much like the amulet that you were looking.
Okay,
let's move out.
Yeah, I continue moving away. Hopefully everybody is following.
Okay. Yeah, Dragonbait and Ardus will move out as well. They back up carefully.
Is this where Ardus just like launches an icy fireball at them and they'll just die?
No, as he's walking past the dead goblins, he's just shaking his head like. Okay. So, yeah, and the goblins just stay exactly where they are with their weapons drawn, just watching you leave. Yeah, you get to the stream. You get to the little drop off. There's a stream. So what you guys gonna do?
I start just walking into the water and crossing.
Just wading in.
Yep.
I guess I'll carry Flippy across.
Link style. Yeah. Yeah, the Ardus and Dragonbait do the same thing. They wade across the water. And
I'm going to mount Arrogant and fly across. just for convenience.
You do see I'm not gonna move them out, but you do see a little squad of goblins come up to this mound here. Just to make they're just kind of they're proceeding very cautiously and just kind of making sure that you're leaving.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, they don't pursue you across the stream or anything like that. The little squad of goblins that came up to the top of the mound just stand watching you very carefully as you kind of disappear back into the jungle overgrowth. Yeah, and that's that's where we'll leave the biting ant tribe and Yellyark.
So Alyssa, don't feel bad. Everybody in chat wants you to kill all of the goblins too. Everybody in chat is really bloodthirsty.
I guess so. Wow.
They're just like, oh my gosh, they're all grouped together. Get them now.
Need fireball for that.
If I had eaten the goblin children, I would have totally ended up chaotic evil at that point. It's just been bad.
I feel like Ulfgar is just kind of dragging you kicking and screaming back from the edge of chaotic evil as best he possibly can, and not that good.
Yeah.
Great.
I feel like Ardus is going to leave us soon because we're not fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
We're too rowdy for him.
So I have to say that Ulfgar would probably be less than pleased with the result of it. Obviously, they were a different tribe, and not the same tribe, and they potentially could have been peaceful. And we kind of ripped into him a bit, and yeah, probably should have done it earlier. But he blames himself more than anything. So yeah,
Sure.
because he's never really experienced a peaceful goblin tribe before.
Mhm.
They weren't so peaceful.
They didn't attack us, we attacked them. They were defending their territory from a bunch of invaders that just showed up on the shore.
I'm not. Goblins aren't like particularly good, right? I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
goblins themselves are neutral evil, right? So they're not like. It's not like they would have any qualms about invading another camp if they thought that they could overrun it and if there was profit to be made from doing so, right? But
Yeah, the goblins are scavengers. That's all they do. So, and they'll get
yeah,
basically kill or maim whoever they come across to get what they want.
yeah.
And them, when they started screaming and everybody started coming out, there's no doubt that they would have attacked us.
Yeah. If they think it's profitable, then they really don't care what they're doing. You know.
Yeah, we had a lot of shiny stuff on us, armors, gold. We have pouches of gold. So yeah, I guess we're heading back to Vorn cautiously because we don't know how far away the Zentarum group was.
Well, I'm hoping that they continued south. If not, then I guess we'll meet them back around Vorn, perhaps.
Okay. So that's the plan then, to head back to Bourne?
Yeah.
Okay. Have a look. So let's see. Hang on 1 sec. Let me get rid of this turn order. We don't need to see that anymore. Let me have a look at the encounters and see. Where did they go? There and here. There they are. So that's. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So it's taking you a couple of days of travel to get back to Vorn, to the spot where you saw the construct. And partway through the second day, you actually run across, see, hang on 1 sec. Need to do a roll. Ooh, not 12, 2. Okay, you run across two people who actually are the same race as your barbarian. So actually you run across two lizard folk and a shaman, a lizard folk shaman. So they seem to be, they look like they're traveling through the jungle when you come across them.
Do we see them first? Do they see us? Do we see each other at about the same time?
I would say it's kind of mutual, right? And they at first they look a little disconcerted, about the encounter until they see you, Valia, and then their stance changes from one of kind of concern to one of curiosity, actually.
Okay. I just kind of look at them a little suspiciously. We're like, hello there.
I look to see if they have any markings of the Zentarum.
No, they do not.
Okay. I let Valia do the talking.
So they only speak in Draconic. Oh, excuse me. So the shaman will do kind of the talking, if you will. And he says greetings. Where are you from? He looks quite confused because he it's almost like he expects to know the lizard folk in the area, and clearly doesn't know you.
I'm here with my party from the Emerald Enclave. Definitely not from this continent. Where are you from?
He says we're part of a tribe from the south, in the Valley of Dread, which is he's kind of pointing south, like everybody does when they're talking about where they're from. So he's pointing much further south, and says by Sky Lizard Mountains. He says our tribe lives there, but we're scouting.
What are you scouting for? Anything in particular?
What is he scouting for? He says hang on one sec. Look at one thing quick. He says we're looking for new hunting grounds.
I haven't seen much up this way where we've been. A couple of big dinosaurs. We just passed some goblins.
He says dinosaurs are kind of bigger than what we had in mind, but goblins sound good.
I point. I'm like, they're back that way, knowing that the rest of the party doesn't know Draconic. I'm like, do you have a map and I can mark it for you?
He says, no, we don't have a map. He says, how many?
A whole tribe.
He says, excellent.
I've had goblin. They're very tasty. A little gamey, but they're okay.
He says, usually good sports.
Yes, they run fast. If you like to chase them. They're a lot of fun.
Chaos evil achieved.
What was that? I missed what you said.
As a chaos evil achieved.
She's taking what she learned from Ulfgard, twisting it. It's kind of delicious, actually.
He says their skulls are just the right size as well, and he's kind of like motioning like goblin skull size in his hand.
What are you using skulls for?
He says, well, we use them, for vessels, for food and drink, and once you cut the top off, it's very functional. He's like he's making a recommendation to you for like for cookware or something,
Oh, I see. Yes, I should try that next time I kill a goblin. There are a couple of corpses left back there if you want to take them along with the rest of the village.
Are they fresh? He says.
Yes. Very.
He says maybe.
I tell him we may be traveling south eventually. Maybe I'll stop by, see how your tribe is doing.
He says, yes. He says, and he hands you a token. It's a piece of bone, and it has like a draconic symbol carved into it. And he says, this will show you that we are friends. Oh, this will show them that we are friends.
Sounds good. It's not often I see brethren in these parts of the jungle.
He says, likewise.
And then I'll nod my head and I'll say, have, good travels and good eating and have fun with your sport.
And he looks at Ulfgar and he says, good eating indeed.
And this is my party where I'm helping them out. I'd rather if you would just keep going. No offense, but I kind of need them right now.
He says, fair enough, maybe another day.
If I do happen to want to get rid of him, I'll bring him your way.
He says, I look forward to it.
Okay, I just kind of wave and I tell everybody, hey, you guys just smile and wave.
I do it, but during that conversation, I watch to see if Dragonbait or Artis seem to recognize any of the conversation.
Let's see. Let me check Dragonbait. 1 second. Dragonbait doesn't seem to. But you see Artis has the tiniest eyebrow raise a couple of times. The tiniest of eyebrow raises.
Okay. Smile and wave.
And Artis plays along.
Mm-hmm.
I tell Ulfgar, you might want to come stay close to me for a little while.
So yeah, those lizard folk continue along their way.
Ulfgar responds saying, yes, I remember when we first met, you told me I was a tasty dish.
Yes, it seems, I won't lie to you, it seems dwarves are a tasty delicacy for all lizard folk of all kind.
And I won't lie, we've done the same with lizard folk.
I just shake my head. This is the circle of life. Me hold Flippy up and, start singing off.
All this will one day be yours.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean they continue along, without disturbing you any further. And
Yeah. I tell everybody it's nice to see, brethren throughout a place I've never been before. It was a nice, friendly conversation.
Artis just nods his head.
Have fun storming the castle.
I'm never going to mention the fact that I sent them to slaughter the village.
You'd like to think that now, but I think right now what's happening is like if people are playing this as a video game, you'd be like at the bottom you see Artis will remember this.
Right, yes, exactly.
But in fact it's actually Kashka.
Okay. So that's actually the only encounter that happens between you and returning to the Vaughan statue. Yes, you find yourselves after a couple of days' travel. You find yourselves back in front of, this large statue, metal and wood. And covered in a little bit of moss and kind of general detritus from the jungle. Like I said, they've trimmed it back, but he does have some kind of residue collecting on him. So there you stand before this construct, amulet in hand, and that's where we'll leave it. If you guys can figure out how to power up Vaughn.
Oh, that's
next
simple.
time.
Just one lick on the back.
Oh yeah, is that how that goes?
And then I gotta like suction cup it to my forehead.
Right.
And then kind of wave my hands back and forth. Ah,
So yeah, it gives you plenty of time to think about.
the sins you've committed. I mean.
I guess I do tell them that the lizard folk were from the Valley of Dread, which is down south.
Valley of
I
Dread.
guess I could have had them pointed out on my map for me.
He did say that they were by the Sky Lizard Mountains, which
Oh yeah, that's right.
is-
So yeah, I have an idea. I guess I mark it like, and I kind of scribble something on my map.
cool.
The Sky Lizard Mountains are a pretty big area, though.
That's true.
And they are really far away.
Not for long.
Soon they'll be right next door.
So we're actually not where the party marker is right now. We're back at Vorn now, yes.
You know, you're back.
Yeah, we're at the base of the statue.
Burpity burp.
Let's see if we can. Can I move that one and then? Yes, I can. Okay, well, let's put you guys right there. Oh no!
Nope.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, I did that. I thought
okay.
it was going to stay there, so I'll
All
fix
right.
it. I'll fix it later.
Okay.
That's fine. Anywho, thanks everybody for coming out and joining us for the D&D stream. I actually thought that we were going to have a really bad time there. I realized that goblins are weak, but yeah.
There were quite a few of them.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter at that point when you've got like 6 of them trying to hit you at a time. At some point, they're going to start hitting. You only got so many hit points. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming out, and I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.